log into the world where the streets come alive. Unwritten stories waiting my turn to survive. From a humble street thug to a mastermind's reign, the choices are endless, it's a thrilling campaign. Crew by my side, we're scheming all night. Under neon skies, chasing dreams in the fight. The city's a canvas, my destiny's mine. In the story we're crafting, no limits, no lines. In unwritten roleplay, the script's in my hands. I'm building my story, I'm making my stand. From the highs of the heights to the calm after rain, this world is my home where we laugh through the pain. No path is too narrow, no goal out of sight. Together we rise in the city's dim light. Unwritten roleplay where legends are born. Through chaos and glory, we weather the storm. Robbing Fleeca banks with my crew by my side. The Pacific's locked tight, but tonight it's our prize. From crafting in shadows to staking new ground, the roar of ambition, it's a deafening sound. Territories claimed, we battle for more. The streets are alive and they're keeping the score. But it's more than the loot or the power we gain. It's the bonds that we build, the joy through the strain. In unwritten roleplay, the script's in my hands. I'm building my story, I'm making my stand. From the highs of the heights to the calm after rain, this world is my home where we laugh through the pain. No path is too narrow, no goal out of sight. Together we rise in the city's dim light. Unwritten roleplay where legends are born. Through chaos and glory, we weather the storm. Every boost, every chase, every close call, every meeting in shadows behind old brick walls. It's not just the thrill, it's the family we find. Every action we take leaves the past behind. Each hour we play, another chapter unfolds. No limit to dreams in a city of gold. We rise and we fall, but the story won't end. In the unwritten RP, I found more than a friend. In unwritten roleplay, the script's in my hands. I'm building my story, I'm making my stand. From the highs of the heights to the calm after rain, this world is my home where we laugh through the pain. No path is too narrow, no goal out of sight. Together we rise in the city's dim light. Unwritten roleplay, my script's in my hands. I'm building my story, I'm making my stand. From the highs of the heist to the calm after rain, this world is mine.
Log into the world where the streets come alive. Unwritten stories waiting my turn to survive. From a humble street thug to a mastermind's reign, the choices are endless, it's a thrilling campaign. crew by my side, we're scheming all night under neon skies, chasing dreams in the fight. The city's a canvas, my destiny's mine. In the story we're crafting, no limits, no lines. In unwritten roleplay, the script's in my hands. I'm building my story, I'm making my stand. From the highs of the heights to the calm after rain, this world is my home where we laugh through the pain. No path is too narrow, no goal out of sight. Together we rise in the city's dim light. Unwritten roleplay where legends are born. Through chaos and glory we weather the storm. Robbing Fleeca banks with my crew by my side. The Pacific's locked tight, but tonight it's our prize. From crafting in shadows to staking new ground, the roar of ambition, it's a deafening sound. Territories claimed, we battle for more. The streets are alive and they're keeping the score. But it's more than the loot or the power we gain. It's the bonds that we build, the joy through the strain. In unwritten roleplay, the script's in my hands. I'm building my story, I'm making my stand. From the highs of the heights to the calm after rain, this world is my home where we laugh through the pain. No path is too narrow, no goal out of sight. Together we rise in the city's dim light. Unwritten roleplay where legends are born. Through chaos and glory we weather the storm. Every boost, every chase, every close call, every meeting in shadows behind old brick walls. It's not just the thrill, it's the family we find. Every action we take leaves the past behind. Each hour we play, another chapter unfolds. No limit to dreams in a city of gold. We rise and we fall, but the story won't end. In unwritten RP, I found more than a friend. In unwritten roleplay, the script's in my hands. I'm building my story, I'm making my stand. From the highs of the heights to the calm after rain, this world is my home where we laugh through the pain. No path is too narrow, no goal out of sight. Together we rise in the city's dim light. Unwritten roleplay where legends are born. Through chaos and glory we weather the storm. So here's to the stories unwritten, untold. The bonds that we form, the moments of gold. Unwritten RP, you're more than a game. You're a second home where I found my name. Untold, the bonds that we form, the moments of gold. Unwritten RP, you're more than a game. You're a second home where I found my name.
I log into the world where the streets come alive. Unwritten stories waiting my turn to survive. From a humble street thug to a mastermind's reign, the choices are endless, it's a thrilling campaign. Crew by my side, we're scheming all night under neon skies, chasing dreams in the fight. The city's a canvas, my destiny's mine. In the story we're crafting, no limits, no lines. In unwritten roleplay, the script's in my hands. I'm building my story, I'm making my stand. From the highs of the heights to the calm after rain, this world is my home where we laugh through the pain. No path is too narrow, no goal out of sight. Together we rise in the city's dim light. Unwritten roleplay where legends are born. Through chaos and glory we weather the storm. Robbing Fleeca banks with my crew by my side. The Pacific's locked tight, but tonight it's our prize. From crafting in shadows to staking new ground, the roar of ambition, it's a deafening sound. Territories claimed, we battle for more. The street streets are alive and they're keeping the score. But it's more than the loot or the power we gain. It's the bonds that we build, the joy through the strain. In unwritten roleplay, the script's in my hands. I'm building my story, I'm making my stand. From the highs of the heights to the calm after rain, this world is my home where we laugh through the pain. No path is too narrow, no goal out of sight. Together we rise in the city's dim light. Unwritten roleplay where legends are born. Through chaos and glory we weather the storm. Every boost, every chase, every close call, every meeting in shadows behind old brick walls. It's not just the thrill, it's the family we find. Every action we take leaves the past behind. Each hour we play, another chapter unfolds. No limit to dreams in a city of gold. We rise and we fall, but the story won't end. In unwritten RP I found more than a friend. In unwritten roleplay, the script's in my hands. I'm building my story, I'm making my stand. From the highs of the heights to the calm after rain, this world is my home where we laugh through the pain. No path is too narrow, no goal out of sight. Together we rise in the city's dim light. Unwritten roleplay where legends are born. Through chaos and glory we weather the storm. So here's to the stories, unwritten, untold. The bonds that we form, the moments of gold. Unwritten RP, you're more than a game. You're a second home where I found my name.
I know what you mean.
From a humble street thug to a mastermind's reign, the choices are endless, it's a thrilling campaign. Grew by my side, we're scheming all night, under neon skies chasing.
All right, hey everybody. Chonks looks different. Well, it's my new dev character. I got sick of looking at Danny face. Shit, you guys can see that it's been a bit since I've streamed. Still got the snow overlay on, still got the winter URP logo on there. We'll get rid of the snow, we'll get rid of that. What's this? Oh shit, okay, nope, that's not us. That was us. Amateur hour here. To be honest with you guys, I just sat back down. I was trying to do some pre-stream, pre-meeting things, and get myself set up with drinks and all that kind of stuff. So, where are we at? Where is everybody? How are we doing? We have people here? It looks like we do. If you're in the Discord, I will say that you're probably going to want to mute and deafen that shit. We're on my Twitch right now. I'll be interacting with people on Twitch. You're welcome to stay in the Discord, but I won't be using the Discord until the end. I end every community meeting with like an AMA, where people can come up on stage in Discord and speak with me on my stream. So until we get to that point, we won't be really using the Discord for anything. I would ask that you direct all your questions and discussion interaction into my Twitch chat, just so that I only have one place to watch and monitor. So I appreciate that. Just to also potentially save on people that are having audio difficulties being in both, I am going to just go ahead and mute myself up in the Discord now. So if you're only listening to me in Discord, this is your chance to go on out to Senlar.tv or twitch.tv/Senlar. Either of those URLs will work. Should be in the monthly meeting information as well. So, meeting up in Discord now. Alright. So while I was away, somebody Somebody had some stupid ads. Geo had some dumb ads. Sorry about that, Geo. Don't shoot the messenger, I guess. Fridges, thanks for the subscription, the resub, 8 months. I think we have a little competition going for who can subscribe to one another the longest. We're literally just wiping our asses with Bezos bucks at this point. The two of us being subscribed to each other. Am I quiet? Wait. I'm trying to catch up with chat. We're just giving, exactly. We're literally just giving him money. We're giving away $2 or something every month. Okay. I sound good. I'm not scary. Who, me? I can be scary. Would you like me to be scary? Wait, never mind. I do character voices. You want me to? Should I do like a donation thing or like a channel points thing where I have to speak in a specific character voice for a certain amount of time? We got some hype in the chat. Rookie coming in with the 4 months. Thank you. Thanks, Rookie. I only sound okay? God. Thanks, Bradcat. That's kind of an insult. Hello, hello. URP love in the chat. Loving your time. Thank you for being here. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do what I do without you guys. So thanks for being here. Thanks for joining the stream today and the community meeting. Thanks for making this, making this your new home. We appreciate that. We want this to be a place where we all can enjoy our time together doing what we came here for, right? We all should be here for the same reason. Wicked, thanks for that sub, dude. Coming in with the tier 1. Thank you. Appreciate that. We got a hype train going. Okay. We're hyping it up. Let's get some hype in the chat for the hype train. Fridge is gifting a sub to Lady. Lady got that gift sub. Thanks, Fridges, for that. Lady, enjoy the sub. You guys, I'll throw out a little mad disclaimer here. I like to give back to people, right? I appreciate all the support and the subs that you guys are dropping now. It's amazing. I love it. It really makes me feel good. It makes me feel good about what we do here. But I do want to say, and also with the subscriptions in our Discord, which I'll talk about briefly in a bit, but all of the subscriptions that you gift, or subscribe to yourself do come with perks and benefits. Even the Twitch ones. Holy shit! How many is that? 10 gift subs. Okay, now, all right, I see what you're doing. Okay, I'm gonna have to write this down. How many? What's Fridge is throwing money around for? He's got to buy a graphics card, y'all. Can't be doing this, man. Thank you for the 10 gift subs. Reaching the hype train level 5. Just so you know, if you just got a gift sub from Fridges, or from anybody else that's tossing subs around, or if you subscribe yourself, you will receive some free perks in city. Twitch sub only comes with pay perk, but you will notice the next time you go pick up a paycheck at the bank, or if you get welfare deposited into your bank account, you will notice that you're getting a little extra bonus from being a Twitch subscriber. So that bonus will last as long as your Twitch subscription stays current. If you've received a gift, Necron coming in with a gift out, with throwing another gift around there to Lopez. If you guys didn't have a package in the Discord and you didn't have any subscription package at all, then you'll be receiving a little extra bonus in your paycheck now thanks to these gifts. So make sure to throw out your appreciation and thanks in the chat. Show those people you appreciate what they're doing and supporting the server by supporting the stream, and also supporting you guys a little bit too. It never hurts to have a little extra money, especially when you're new to the city. If you already have a subscription, you get the benefits from the highest level subscription that you currently have. So if you have like a bronze subscription in the Discord and a Twitch one, then you'll receive the benefits from the bronze, which is higher than what the Twitch would be. A free S class? What is there? Oh, are we one of those servers? Okay, All right, so we're gonna say we need to come up with this idea. Okay, so like if you gift 10 subs, that's probably, what is that? Yeah, I think that'd be like an S class. I think 10 subs would be, maybe 5 subs is like a A class and 10 subs is an S class. While we're at it, let's let people buy exclusive rights to vehicles. So like only one of this car can be in there if you Cash App me $999, your social security number, your mother's maiden name, and your bank account checking number. Yeah. Oh, RPGs, sure. We can do weapons too. Right, so if you want an RPG, that'll be, I need your blood type. I'm gonna need your address, and I'll need your last 2 addresses actually, and then the jobs that you've had in the last 5 years. If it's been one job in the last 5 years, I just need one. But if you've worked at multiple places in the last 5 years, all the information for all the jobs you've said. I'm sorry, guys. I'm dogging on the Discord, or not the Discord. I'm dogging on the 5M servers that do that kind of shit. We're not like that here. Like I said, I do believe in giving back a little bit, so there are some, in-game benefits and perks, and there is a little bit of in-game cash flow that comes with supporting here, but it is by no means pay to win. The amount of money you get is small enough that it doesn't create like a kind of a landslide type of effect for people. It's just a nice way for us to kind of say thank you, and for folks to get a little bit back for their generosity and doing what they do. So yeah, I'm just going crazy with this hype train. We're on hype train level 6. We got T Dynasty coming in with 5 gift subs. That's an A class for you. Just kidding. And I think that's probably, I'm gonna say that like everybody that's watching right now has probably gotten a sub at this point. I would be surprised if there's anybody that's currently, wait, he doesn't have a sub. How have that many gifts been given out and all the people don't have subs yet? Like, that's crazy. Does it like, shouldn't it prioritize people that are viewing? It's not hitting people that are not in the stream, is it? That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey Tish, how's it going? Stabbing it up. We got a targeted gift sub going out there. I think this is about to beat our last record. What's our last record? I don't think. Oh, so there it is. The last record was like almost to level 7. We almost hit level 7. That's crazy. We got some hell yeahs going out there. Evening, Jake. Welcome in. First time. How you doing? Oh my god, Nar! It's a free PC. I mean, I bet you there's streamers out there that do that kind of stuff. I'm not a streamer, by the way. I literally just fire up my stream for the freaking community meeting. So, what's up, Soapy? Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. I'm so happy to see all the new faces here. We've had some growth in the last month. It's been very exciting. We love seeing new people. We love it when new people, find a home here and really like what we've put together. We love seeing you guys enjoy spending time here. Greed, what's up? How you doing, man? You've been a stranger. Life must be keeping you busy, huh? Streamers ruin all the fun, don't they? That's why I say I'm not one of them. I'm not a streamer. I just stream. Busy as fuck, no kidding. Oh jeez, I bet. Yeah, the world's on fire, man. That's crazy. My heart goes out to you guys. Anybody that's affected by the fires or any other natural disasters that we have to endure as a human race here, it's terrible. And my heart goes out to you guys if you're impacted by it. We do have requirements for people as far as people that hold like specific positions within the server, job leads, community liaison, staff members, that kind of stuff. business owners have a little bit of a requirement for meeting activity stuff. If you guys are ever going through something that's like making it hard for you to come around, just reach out to us and let us know. We're happy to work with you guys on that kind of stuff. We understand that you gotta focus on your family and your life and your health and well-being and safety first and foremost. Yeah, hasn't been long. You've been, so you're this is your first couple weeks, week maybe, playing here. I'm really interested to hear from new players. I love getting feedback from new players. First few days. Okay, cool, good, nice and fresh. Something that we talk about often here is something that I call the new player experience, and I find it to be a very important part of my server. I think it's a very important part of having successful servers. Hey, we got a hype chest. Thanks everybody who contributed to that hype train. Level 6 hype train, 19%, very strong support. Appreciate that. Open up those chests and drop those cool emotes. What do we get? We got a Gritty Goose emote. Choo choo. What'd you get? Cool, yeah. So I really appreciate the new players' perspective. So if you're a new player here, I think a lot of people kind of think like, hey, I'm new, like what I say doesn't matter, you know, I haven't been around for long. I think that's wrong. I think what you say matters more than in certain respects than what other people would say, because you know, when we've been players that have been in the server for a long time, have been established here, you know, they've got money, they have cars, they might, you know, they have knowledge, and the server's less daunting the more you know, right? So I think it's really important for us to tap into the experiences the new players are having here, because if there's things that I can do as a developer to kind of ease that new player experience and ease the, you know, it's kind of like wading into a pool, right? Instead of just getting tossed into the deep end, then that's where I love to put in a little bit of time and effort and polish, if you say. You know, I spent the time to build a new player tutorial here. The new player tutorial could use some work, and I actually am working on a new version of that. But it's better than nothing right now, and hopefully new players are finding that helpful. We do have some items on our roadmap that are specifically targeted at trying to ease our new players into the server, providing them with, you know, very important details and information. With all of the work that I do on this server all of the time, it's easy for me, and not intentionally, but it's easy for me to lose track of how things are connected. You know, I've been doing this. I've been deving for over 4 years now on 5M server, on 2 5M servers, this one and my other server before this, which was called New Chance. And it's kind of, that's what earlier, if you saw, I accidentally tossed that up. That's our old logo from one of the logos from our old server, New Chance. But it's easy for me to kind of lose track of some of the older scripts and how they work, and you know, I'm not a professional developer. I don't have the, you know, the management skills that a development team would have to make sure that everything's perfectly connected and know the impacts that changes on things are going to have on other scripts. So I rely on you guys to help me a bit with that. Also solo dev here, so I don't have a bunch of other people looking over my shoulder and making sure I'm not doing dumb stuff. That's what you guys do. And so I appreciate you providing that feedback. We have an in-game help guide, which I can show you here if you just type help, or you can type it like this. The help guide comes. Now this one is on dev. It's not been updated, so it's, again, it still says the old server name and stuff. So this new server recently launched. We launched in April. Wow, it's been a bit actually, but yeah, we relaunched. We were New Chance Roleplay, and then we relaunched as Unwritten RP. I had the server offline for almost a year, I think maybe a year, and I was tearing stuff out and redeveloping the base and trying to make it really stable. I wanted to make the experience feel smooth. I wanted to focus on performance, and so I spent a year with the server offline doing that to re-release as unwritten. So since there's a lot of new people, I just wanted to kind of toss that out a little bit, just to kind of give you an idea of where we came from, where I came from, what I've been doing. We've got members in the community that have been here that entire time. We've got people that are very loyal. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody that's here, that's sticking around, that's going through the ups and the downs with us, as we'll always have. It really means a lot to me and to everyone else here that cares about our community, that you care too, and that you offer up suggestions and feedback, and you openly share in a productive way your feelings on things, so that we can understand each other. And that information is very beneficial to me, so that I can try to make meaningful changes to the scripts and the server and the community in order to improve over time, because that's the goal, right? We want to improve as time goes on. I also, because I'm mainly focused on development, I don't have a lot of time to play in the server. I used to roleplay a lot, but now I develop a lot, so I kind of have to rely on you guys for your perspective and points of view. I at least am not naive in thinking that I know what's best in all cases, right? I know that that's not the case. I know that the way that I see things sometimes, and probably more than not, right, could be way different than how you guys see it and how you guys experience it as players. So I rely on understanding how these things are impacting you, and I appreciate those who constructively reach out and talk about that. So this is, very much a server that's built on feedback. I make a lot of changes to things based on the feedback I receive from our members. So don't be afraid to, reach out and kind of share your experiences on things. We have a suggestions section in the Discord, so you can open suggestions in there where you can share your thoughts and suggest improvements to things. So feel free to do that. And I will say that, just so that there's kind of some understanding, I don't personally review the suggestions. Now that's not because I don't care, and that's not because I don't think that they're valuable. It's because I'm only one person, and I only have so much time to devote to the server. So we have a team of folks, the staff team and our community liaisons, who will go ahead and be reviewing those suggestions on a regular basis. They'll kind of do like a vetting process where they review them, they ask questions, they get details, they find out, they look to see if it's even possible. They'll filter them out, and then they have a way to reach out to me to ask questions about things, and then ultimately they kind of take a vote, and whatever they think is well structured, well thought out, and should be something that we pursue, they'll push those over to an area where I can review them and kind of give it either further discussion or say whoa, we can't do that because what about this, that, and the other thing. Kind of the developer perspective can come into the conversation at that point, and we go through some further discussion and all. And anyways, what comes out in the wash, right, is the feedback that a player started can make its way into a change that occurs in the server. So not all servers do that. Not all servers have developers that are willing to go back and modify scripts, change the way that they work. Not every server has developers with that capability. So hopefully that's something that people find enjoyable about our community, and can be involved in that process, because I think we all benefit from that. Now, if you come in and you say, we need to change it so that, you know, everybody's making $1 million a day, like, probably ain't gonna do that. Not all suggestions make it through the process. So let me bring up our Discord real quick. Let me talk about the Discord real quick. Yeah, Discord. So, Discord. I just wanted to show you guys what I was talking about earlier. This is not going to work for me, is it? This was doing this the other day. So you can see, you should be able to see, maybe I'll open it in a browser. Flip. Okay, that's very strange. But this is the server shop in our Discord, and when I was talking about the supporter packages earlier in the stream, this is what I was talking about. I did want to announce that I have enabled a 1-week free trial for folks on the bronze package. So if you wanted to, you know, test it out and see what it was like to have the perks from supporting, at least at the bronze level, you can enable a 1-week free trial for yourself there. It does list out what people receive, but just to kind of show you that, you know, the low level of benefit financially that people receive from it, it's right here. So you can see that bronze receives an extra $10 bonus in their paycheck. It's 20 for silver and 40 for gold. You also get some other perks. You get VIP at the Diamond Casino. You get access to the valet system. There's an apartment. You get these are all the same, by the way. The only thing that changes between the tiers is the bonus that you receive in your paycheck and queue priority, which we don't need queue priority right now. I hope one day we will. That would be great. That would be amazing. When that day comes, then, you know, maybe people that have higher subscriptions will also receive that enhanced benefit. But everybody gets everything the same except those two things between the packages. Yeah, it didn't work for you the other day. Yeah, Discord's being funny. There's a little VIP channel. I put out leaks there of things that I'm working on from time to time. And yeah, so that's what you get. And then if you're Twitch, if you're only a Twitch sub, the only thing you get is this enhanced paycheck, and it's $5 so the folks that received gift subs today will, next time they log in, they'll start receiving enhanced paycheck, and you'll see it when you go to the bank. You'll see that it says like your bonus bracket right after the paycheck name. Any questions about that? This is an interactive thing, right? So you guys can feel free to chime in, talk. I'll be paying attention to chat the whole time. I like these things to turn into conversations. Obviously, there's an AMA at the end, so yeah, there'll be an opportunity there, but feel free to ask questions as we go along. Yeah, I try to make things as straightforward as possible. Cool. Actually, I'm going to go back to the Discord. So the next thing I want to talk about is, since we have a lot of new members, I'm going to go over some things that I think is important for everyone to know. So you might have heard this before, and if you have, I apologize for you having to listen to it again, but it never hurts to have a little brush up. I think that, you know, as somebody that's played in servers before and been part of different communities before creating this one here, I remember what it was like to be in your shoes, right? And there were times where I just was so excited. I seen it wrote out somewhere that our pay is based on hours played. Yeah, so the paycheck system generates pay every 10 minutes. So every 10 minutes that you play, it generates money for you. And that, you know, that's across all things. So it doesn't matter if you're clocked into your business, if you're not clocked into anything, if you're working G6, if you're a cop, every 10 minutes there's a pay cycle. And it looks at what you're working at the time, and it looks at your supporter packages, and then it pops money into your account, right? The differences are, based on the pay levels of what you're clocked into at the time. So the pay can vary based on that, and then also based on what your supporter package is when you do that. Now, when we talk about things, we talk about hourly income because it's a lot easier to put hourly income into perspective, right? So I don't ever talk about what the pay rate is at a 10-minute increment because it just makes it hard to have a conversation about that. When I say, oh, you get, our pay is this much every 10 minutes, so, in 150 minutes you make this much money or whatever, right? Like that doesn't make sense to people. So we just talk about it from an hourly perspective. Everyone understands hourly pay. That's what the world's mostly based on. So when it comes down to it, basically what I'm saying when I say the hourly pay rate is 5,000 per hour is what I tell people because that's what I calculated it out to be. And it can be a little bit lower than that at times. It just depends on what you're doing. But on average, if you're, clocked into something like doing something to try to earn money, not just standing there, okay? Or, I mean, there are cases that you can make that much money just standing there. I'll talk about that. We can go into detail on the paycheck stuff and how to earn money in the server. That'd probably be a good thing to talk about since we have a lot of new people here. But we'll get to that in a second. I want to finish the Discord stuff first. But I generally say our average income is 5K per hour. And a little bit later on I'll show you that. But back to the Discord stuff. What I was saying before I got distracted by chat, which was that I know what it's like to be in a new community or be new in a community, and if it's a community that I really like, I feel like I'm really connecting with, and I'm really excited about being there, and I see a lot of potential, and I want to do something to help out. In the past, I've found it's hard to find out how I can do that, right? I'm like, geez, who do I talk to? Like, I don't want to be the guy that just comes in and then is like asking for staff roles because that doesn't seem right, and I don't want to seem like I'm pushy or anything like that. So what I did is I have added in our Discord a channel. There's two. You probably can't see this right now. Let me see if I can.
Busy as usual. Hey, how come you never got back to me about that thing?
So you can see the channel list. So in the important information section. By the way, can I do that here? Nope. Okay. So in the important information section here, you'll see there's this recruiting members channel, and this goes over what you can do to help us recruit players. Basically, there's two ways, or there's three ways now. One is you can help us keep our FiveM forums post active,
How you doing today?
and so if you just go to our post here, what we look for, what we need, looks like somebody's helped us out. Geo, thank you. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you helping us out. So Geo here has posted 2 hours ago. That's really great. That helps a lot. It really, really helps. You guys, I can't stress how important this is to the growth of our server. I mean, some of you might have found your way to us through this post, so I don't even have to tell you how important it is. But if we could all just do a little exercise together, let me put the link in chat here. This Ashburn, jeez, is that Ashburn? Like OG Ashburn? So if you just come to this post, nobody needs to post right now, but this also helps. If you click on these hearts right here, see, click on the hearts. If you guys could just do this, make a habit of doing this frequently, I'd love it if you do it once a day. Come in here and just click on these hearts. Heart every post that you can. Scroll up, and heart the post. Scroll up and heart that post. Scroll up again, heart that post. Heart that post. Keep scrolling, heart. Do it as much as you can. They'll only let you do like 20 or something within a certain amount of time before they're like, hey, you've hearted enough. But doing this actually helps us. It doesn't take much time. Y'all can do it right now if you could just take a second to pop away from what you're doing and click on that link in our chat and come through and click on these hearts for me. It actually helps give our post a little bit more visibility in the CFX forums. So that's really easy to do. Doesn't take a lot of energy or effort, and it does go a long way at helping to show how engaged our community is with what we do. The second thing is every like 6 hours, every like 6 to 8 hours, it would be really great if we could have a post made here, a new post. So I'm seeing that there's been a post 2 hours ago. I'll wait a couple hours if I'm wanting to help. Like if you're wanting to help, wait a few hours, and once this hits about 6 to 8 hours or so, or if it's beyond that, throw up a new post. And it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to write a paragraph, guys. You really don't. Like really just a short, quick. You can if you want to. You could share a clip. You could share a screenshot. You could share your experience with the server and talk about something that you enjoy or something that you found refreshing, or anything like that. And basically, it does two things. One, it shows that we're active, and that's important when people are looking for servers. And two, it kind of shows like how we are as a community and what people's impressions are of us, and which is also important for people to see when they're hunting for a new server to call home. Look at those hearts. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time out to click on those hearts, and thank you for going in there and posting every 6 to 8 hours or so. I appreciate all the help we get with this. It really does go a long way in helping to bring new members to our server, and that also helps your experience here too. We need players in order to roleplay, obviously. So the more players we can attract, the better off everybody's experience is going to be. I really want to continue growing the server. I want to continue. Hey, FOE, okay. I mean, hell, it's a post, right? It works. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a huge paragraph. I want to keep growing the server. I'd love to see the jobs start to bulk out a bit. I want to see more cops. I want to see a lot more EMS. By the way, help EMS. If you guys have any interest at all in EMS, and you have time that you can put into it, go help our EMS folks out. Please, please, please. EMS needs your help right now. We're recruiting EMS. Did I say EMS? I just want to mention EMS is recruiting. So, post deleted by author. Why? Damn it. It's unfolding. It's like a drama unfolding right before my very eyes. Kat says EMS is better than PD. So, but if we have more players, right, it just makes it easier for us to enhance those other jobs. Now, I'm going to get into something in a bit. Let me put a pin in that. Okay. But more players is good, right? More is good. So, while I'm on the topic of how you can help out, this is a way. So we appreciate all the effort that anybody puts into helping us post on the forums. And it doesn't take much to qualify for EMS. I think at this point, Kat would probably waive all requirements. Feel free to open an email and ask. You can purchase upvotes. I almost want to take this one off because I just feel like it's such a rip-off. But people, I don't know. Should I take it off or not? I would rather, because like I feel like if you okay, I'm rambling now. People don't even probably know what this is. So in the CFX, let's see if I can, 5M server list. So in the server list here, this is 5M's way of collecting extra revenue for advertising. There's this upvote right here. It's called Boost Power, and I'm paying for with the money that is coming in from the subscriptions in our Discord and Twitch and all that kind of stuff. I'm paying for some boost power for our server. Now, what the boost power does is if I just like clear out my search criteria here, and then we have all these servers that show up, they show up in the order of their boost power. So whatever you search for, if you search for cop, now these are all cities with cop in the name or description or whatever. This is just an example, but I don't think people would, I don't know, maybe people would search this way. Say we search for gangs. So it's just like this top server here has 5,000 boost power. The next one, 4,600. So the boost power is what helps you show up in the list. And you'll see it drops off pretty quick here. Why does it drop off pretty quick? Because this shit is expensive as hell. I did the math. I think 5,000 boost power is going to cost like $20,000 a month. $20,000 a freaking month. This server is paying Zap Hosting $20,000 a month to be on top of this list. And they're not even on the top. Like if I clear this out, okay, wait, maybe they are. Yeah, nope, they're the second. They're number 2. Somebody else is paying even more than that. You guys, this is ridiculous. Abso-freaking-lutely ridiculous. If you want to be on top of the list, you got to pay ridiculous buttloads amount of money. Like, look at this server here. I'm not picking on these servers, by the way. I am not picking on these servers. If they have the money to do it, good for them. I think it's great. If that's what they want to do, or if they're able to. I know there's servers out there that are like run by people who have tons of money. That's a thing. Okay. Hey man, if you got it, get it. Good for you. I'm happy for you. I think it's kind of shitty that FiveM like does this, but hey, I guess it's business. And so I'm not picking on these guys. I don't want you to think that I am. But I do want to kind of make a point. Like, this server right here, it only got 62 people on. By the way, I'd love to have 62 players. I think that'd be great. But I wouldn't want to pay 4,000 boost power to have 62 players. Down here, 17. I wouldn't want to even pay 711 boost power to have 17 people. So it doesn't, I'm just trying to say, like, it doesn't always pan out. So why am I rambling about this? I don't know if I would dump a lot of money into this. I think it'd almost be better if you just subscribe to the Discord instead. Like if you wanted to do something financially, and then because I'll use that money to buy us boost power to the point that I think is actually going to help us out. So I've bought 20, and it gets us, depending on what you search for, if you do some filtering here, like if you filter out to roleplay servers, and I really don't know if people search for things this way, but if you filter some things out, then we start showing up down here on the list, not too far down somewhere. 10, so here's 10. So these are all people with 10, so we'd be above them. These are 11, 12, it's starting to creep up. 18, there we are right there. So in the grand scheme of things, we're not at the very top, but we're not too far down. That's us. So that's a lesson on, I guess, what boost power does. If I think it's worth it, we can invest more money into it from the funds that we receive through the Discord. I think a lot of people do. Oh, active players, yeah, right. And the forum post brought you in? Yeah, cool. Good. I'm glad the forum post is working. This one too, I just put this together. It's under 500 characters, and it's this is something that I'm pasting in other Discords that allow advertising, by the way, if it's allowed. So I just put this out there in case anyone else wanted to just be able to copy it and paste it into Discords where they want to tell people about our server. You could use it in your personal Discord. If you've got a Discord and you want to invite your friends to play here, you could always post this out to them. You could invite them to our Discord too, but I put that in there. So that's just one way that you guys can help us grow, help us attract more players. That's a really great way to help out, right? If you like it here, if you're excited about what we're doing, like I am, and hopefully a lot of other people are, these are some really easy ways that you can kind of help promote the server, help us grow the community. There's another way, and I have it, so if you scroll further down, you're going to see a lot of stuff that you probably don't normally see when you look at my channel list, because I got way too much. but in the um, public hub, no, in City Hub. Public hub? Where is it? It's somewhere. There it is. Okay, sorry. It's under Community Hub. Right here, this channel called Volunteering. So the volunteering channel talks about ways that you can kind of volunteer your time um, on a higher, like on a more frequent level. So this talks about our staff, team, our liaisons, and our job leads. Job leads, you can't just be a job lead. You have to kind of work your way into that. Hey, Rayu. Rayu, hi. I love you, Rayu. I wish you were here. Rayu's at work today, guys. By the way, Rayu's my significant other, just in case so you don't think I'm just being weird and saying that to some random person in my chat. Um, yeah, so this is kind of our requirements for staff team, liaisons, and job leads. We have them just publicly posted out here so everybody kind of understands, like what we expect of our people that are in influential positions where other people really need to be able to rely on them. And that's why we have requirements, by the way. There's some people in the past, and I can understand to a certain extent, but some people are like, you shouldn't have requirements for people. This isn't a job. It's a game. We come here to de-stress and have fun. Yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, that's the main goal, right? That should be the main goal. We're here to have fun. We're here to de-stress. We're here to kick back and cut loose, right? But yeah, but if you're gonna take on one of these positions, like we do need some dedication, right? We do need a little bit more than just you being here to have some fun, right? So that's why we have requirements. But it's also why I publicly post them out there so that like you know what you're getting into if you want to sign up for one of these things. If you're wondering if you want to volunteer, maybe you want to work towards becoming one of these positions in our community, this is where the information is that can lead you down the path. So you know what you have to do and what you have to do to qualify, first and foremost, and then secondly, what's expected of you if you've been selected for one of these positions. So staff and liaisons, job leads are kind of worked into, and we talk to people when the time comes for them. But we wanted to publicly post the expectations for job leads here, so everybody understood what our expectation is when we select somebody and they accept the position of a job lead. I think the easiest one to get involved in for new folks is the community liaison role. And I talked about this a little bit earlier when I was talking about feedback and suggestions. The community liaisons, their main purposes are to monitor our trial applications and our referral applications. So they help you. A lot of you may have met a community liaison like Kidding or Dolan or Fridges. You might have met them during your application process in our Discord. And so that's what they're doing to help the server. They're helping with making sure that we're meeting we're handling the applications in a timely way, and we're providing a pleasant introduction and experience for folks who are applying here. We also ask them to be active in monitoring and answering questions in our new member help, our general questions and technical issues channels. That's the community hub section, or that's the public hub section here, where we try to be helpful to people who are asking questions or running into difficulties. That's why we direct you to these channels, because we have some extra kind of importance on monitoring what happens there, so that we can try to provide good experience for players. And then we just ask that they maintain a positive image and be an example for our community, and really put forward the image that we want for the community, which is positivity. It is, no drama. Like, we're here to kick back and relax and enjoy the same things that everybody wants. We all came here for the same reason. We all came here for roleplay, right? So we want to maintain that positivity. We want to maintain a positive image. We want to be welcoming, we want to be friendly, we want to be helpful. Okay, we don't want negativity, we don't want toxicity, we don't want people making fun of one another, we don't want any of that kind of stuff. Like the internet, if you want that, there are so many places you can go to get it. So many places you can go that you don't even ask for it, you still get it anyways. But we don't want this place to be that. We want this to be a bastion of light in a sea of darkness. Okay, so that's kind of the role of the community liaison. There are some requirements that you have to meet. You've got to be, have to have been in the server for 3 months. You have to have played for like 240 hours in server, because we want people that know the community and know this and know the game and know the server, right? Because they need to be knowledgeable on things. So that's why we have these requirements. So any questions about volunteering or about how you can help out if you're really enjoying it here and you want to do a little bit of extra to kind of help us advance? Oh, streamers too. I didn't even talk about that. I probably should add that somewhere because it does help. Oh, we probably do need to take out the character bio thing because we took that down. Where is that at? Right there. We're doing it live. As long as TikTok stays around, use that to promote the server. Show clips. If you stream on Twitch, YouTube, put those out. Yeah. Yeah, so the socials, like, here's the thing. You're right. I think having like a presence in YouTube Shorts and TikTok is a good thing. I think that's probably a good place to put some effort. I don't have the time or the patience for that shit. I'm just gonna say it. Like, it's like I almost need to hire a social media manager or something. Like actually go contract with a firm and pay them, because I don't have time for it. I need to spend my time developing, and the time that I don't spend developing, I have to spend like helping Bratcat and Maxi manage the community. And that leaves absolutely negative 100 hours a month for like doing any social media shit. It's a good idea, and I'd love to do it. I personally can't. So the only thing I think I'm doing is like on our YouTube, I've got a community section. Maybe I just throw it up. Let me see. There's probably some really old videos on there now. I have a playlist for community content.
What do you mean to hit that?
I did not. No, I didn't. That was a blind corner.
Yeah, so that's what I have for that. It's basically a playlist, and anybody that has their own
I got a wife.
YouTube channel
You got a
and
wife?
puts out content from our server,
got a
I'll
sister?
tag it as community content, and it goes into our playlist. So that's like the most I've done. You're gonna start streaming? Yeah, for sure. Streamers are a wonderful way for our server to get out there and for people to see what we're about. It's like I mean, that's how I look for other games to play too. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, that game looks cool. Let me go watch a stream of it, because you can only you only get so much from a trailer. Sometimes trailers are bad, and so really getting your eyes on the actual gameplay is better. And streamers have a lot to do with that. In fact, I'll talk about the streamers real quick, because we do support streamers in some ways here, in kind of the most even and fair way that I think is possible. So you might know some of these folks. Hey, Soapy's on there. Cool. I didn't actually see you stream. Unfortunately, I wasn't around at that time yesterday, or else I would have given you a shout out in server like I tried to do. But you can see we have streamers here. If you're a streamer, check the pinned messages in the live streams channel, If you check the pinned messages, you'll see two things. Number one, I've got a Stream Elements pack here, and this comes with it's actually something Rayu put together, some stuff for us. It comes with some logos if you want to use them. It comes with some overlays, um, some animated banners and different things. Feel free to use them however you want, but it's just kind of one of those things like people ask me for, so I put it together. That's there. And then if you do these 4 specific things right here, you can get a hoisted role in the Discord. So you'll show up like right underneath the staff team, and your name will be hot pink like this, and it'll say that you're live, and people can see that you're streaming that way. But you've got to have the words unwritten RP in your title. You have to have the game selected in Twitch as Grand Theft Auto 5 or Grand Theft Auto Online. You have to have streamer mode enabled in your Discord, and you have to have this one gets a lot of people right here. This one's a kind of a hidden one, but you've got to have your privacy settings set to enable activity status in our Discord. And if you do those 4 things, then every time you're live, you will get a shout out in this channel here, and you will get a role that moves you up on the players list. So oh, you don't see the channel list? Yeah. I know why. So this is, if you scroll up to the very top and you go to the server guide right here, this is a resource channel called live streams. So this is how you get to it. Just go to server guide at the top of the channel list, and then you can get to some of the resource channels that way. The other option is to show all channels. So if you right click on channels and roles at the top of Discord, if you right click on that and you enable this checkbox right here, show all channels, then you'll also see it in your channel list. This checkbox right here will save your life 9 times out of 10. I would recommend checking that box. Discord likes to hide channels for some reason, so checking this box right here by right clicking on channels and roles at the top of the Discord channel list, and then clicking on show all channels will show you all the channels. It actually does what it says. Imagine that. Trial members cannot post. Yeah, trial members, this is a new thing, our trial membership, so I'm still kind of looking into permissions. I want to give them enough to like be a part of the community, but also not too much as to protect the community, because the bar, this is no offense to anybody that's on a trial membership, please don't take offense to this, but the bar is pretty freaking low to get into the trial membership role. And I don't, like I said earlier, I want positivity. I want this to be a safe place for people. I want it to be like free from drama as much as possible. So having a really, really low bar that gives people access to 90% of the Discord isn't good for that, because it just invites trolls, and trolls are a thing on the internet, as I mentioned before. So there's a bit of a balancing act I have to do with the trial member role. Yeah. Okay, cool. So hopefully that helps some people. But I mean, that's pretty much what I wanted to cover. Just really talking about, how you can volunteer, how you can be part of helping us grow our community. Should I talk about let's see if I move this back over. Announcements. Maybe I should do more here, but I do most of my updates in the updates channel. So you might want to make sure you have that one, and you might want to make sure your ping notifications are on for that one if you have them off, or at least app mentions, because this is I share really important information here. I don't post here for shits and giggies, right? I post here when there's something important that you need to know about, and I do that a lot. Like if we can scroll back, we can see there's a lot of posts. There's a lot of information in the posts. This is like a change tracker, so really good information in here that you'll definitely want to be tuned into if you want to be keeping up with what's happening in the server. I do a monthly, actually, did I do a December one? I didn't do a December one. That's the holidays. Jesus. Okay, so I do a monthly, um, kind of summary of all of the updates for folks that maybe haven't been tuning in a while and just kind of want like a compact version of what's happened. So that's what the updates monthly channel is for. And yeah, I do realize I need to do one for December, and one for January is going to be coming up due soon. We have a roadmap here. I keep this fairly updated. But this kind of talks about like what my development focuses are at the current time. I do post a new message every time I update it here. So 1/7/25 was the last time I made any changes to this roadmap. And then polls. This is a place where you can be involved in things. I'll put up polls from time to time. So if you see a poll come up, I'll ping the poll pings group, and you can vote and make your thoughts known. Now, polls are not a contract. I do want to say there's a disclaimer. So like I say it at the top, polls will be used for decision making, but not are intended to be the decision. AKA, I reserve the right to not do what the poll says if I think it's going to cause issues or not actually be good for the whole server. But most of the time, that doesn't happen. Okay, I think that's probably enough on involvement and interaction, being part of the community. Appreciate the streams, and I actually enjoy watching streams because it's I don't get a chance to play much, so watching streams is a great way for me to be able to kind of see the fruits of my labor, right, and see how people are interacting with the systems that I'm developing and how people are receiving changes and that kind of stuff. Sometimes I'll even tune into a stream, and if I see something, I'll even just go and address it. If I see a bug happening, I'll just use that as a way to collect information on what I need to work on fixing too. So yeah, appreciate that. But I'm going to shift gears a little bit and talk about recruiting. I want to talk a little bit more specifically about that, and I want to talk about how our growth has been. So I'm going to bring this back up. This is a graph of our active players on the server over time. This shows the time at the bottom and the number of players along the left side. So this is from 11:30 p.m. on this day to about midnight on this day. It was Wednesday. We maintained over 20 players for like a 12-hour stretch. So that was really good for us. It shows a lot of positive growth in our community. Really happy about that. That was on the 22nd, so not that long ago. We've been seeing appropriate use of the huh yeah. So we've seen some good growth. We had a peak of 37 players that day. This is good. Keep inviting your friends, keep logging in, keep playing here, be an active member of the Discord as much as you're able to and want to. We invite that. But just, I just appreciate everybody for putting in the time. Now, I do want to talk about kind of the players though. We're playing FiveM, and there's a lot of opinions out there. I mean, we all have our own opinions. We all have the ways that we like things to be. And from a community perspective, from a community staff or my perspective, what our job is to create a friendly and welcoming environment for all of the types of players that align with our expectations of roleplay. Now, none of us have the right or ability to say that we are the all-knowing judge, jury, and executioner of what good roleplay is and what's not good roleplay. because there's so much variety out there, and we want to have variety in our server. You know, when people ask us, like, well, you know, they say, I thought you were a realistic RP server. Well, we are, but there is no hard, set, fast definition of what realistic or realism is. If you tell me that you want realism, then, you know, you shouldn't expect to be able to take jumps off the top of a parking garage and not die. And if I make it so that you die every time you do that, you're probably not going to like that level of realism. There's a lot of different ways to look at that. So we try to find a balance between fun and serious. And so I always tell people, you know, what we want here is seriously fun roleplay. We want elements of being serious, we want serious roleplay, but we also want it to be fun. So, for example, a lot of servers have a rule against what they call GTA driving. That's not realistic. You can't ramp your car off of something and walk away from that. You can't get into a 150 mile or 200 mile an hour car accident and walk away from that. That's fail RP. That's not right. We're not like that. No, come on. It's fun to ramp your car off the top of that parking garage and hope that you stick the landing. So it's fun to drive up the side of a mountain and, you know, ramp over the edge. Like, we want you to have fun. We want you to be able to do those things within reason. So we don't have a rule against it, but it's seriously fun roleplay. I want everyone to understand that it's our job as a community to be tolerant of people who have a different vision for what that is. Just because people don't have the same vision or expectations for roleplay than me doesn't mean that I have the right to judge them or look down on them or call them stupid or say the roleplay is shit. It's just different. Okay? That's my point. And you don't have to like it. I'm not saying you do. I've been in many situations in the past when I wasn't running a server, when I was just role-playing in a server. I've been in many situations where I was interacting with people that were role-playing in a way that I didn't enjoy. And I didn't enjoy it. But that's how they role-played. And so I knew it was my job to go along with it. As long as they weren't breaking server rules, right? I just had to go along with it. And honestly, guys, like, that should be half of the fun of role-playing. You need to adapt to situations. It's like improv, if you know what improv is. When you're improving, you don't know what somebody's going to do. And half of the fun should be like reacting to the situation and trying to make split-second decisions like, oh shit, how am I going to react to this? What am I going to do? They got a gun to my head. Am I going to go along with it? Where's this going to lead me? Maybe it'll be interesting if I allow them to kidnap me and see where it leads, this interaction, and see what it does for my character and how my character can turn this into something that goes beyond this experience or this interaction. It's great to see the population is being steady and growing. The hardest part is seeing low population steering you off from flying in or not. Yeah, just fly in regardless of what the server status shows, because you can't let your story flourish if you don't share it, even if it's just with one person. Yeah, if you have an event idea and want to put it out there on a short notice or Discord, do it. There's never a failed event, only a learning experience for everybody. Absolutely, man. Like, amen, spot on. It's a journey, right? You got to put yourself in the role of a. This might sound a little weird to say it this way. I can't think of a better way to phrase it right now. But you're kind of like a puppet master, right? You're sitting here behind the keyboard with a keyboard and a mouse, and you're controlling a person on a screen. Put yourself in that mindset. This character is not you. If you can do that, separating yourself from the character you're playing is a huge step in being a better role player. Because it allows you to not take things so damn personally. And guys, if there's one thing you take away from this meeting today, it should be that. It is way more fun and enjoyable to roleplay when you can take yourself out of the character and allow the things that happen to your character to be just that. Things that happen to your character. When you get arrested and taken to jail and fined and you lose your drugs or whatever, that's not a loss for you, it's a loss for your character. And you know what? You can make it back. It's okay. It really is okay. Did the cop, was it fair that the cop arrested you? Did they overstep their authority? Yeah, maybe they did, but like, it can be handled in roleplay. You can take it to the next step of roleplay. You can go, okay, now I'm going to change how I interact with that officer, or I'm going to go and talk to the officer's superiors. I'm going to remember that in character and use that as my, now that's building my character into something new. Every interaction you have with somebody else is an opportunity to do that. And you can talk back about things like that happen to your character. Those things that happen to your character can be defining moments for your character's development. Okay? What I want to say, what I really want to get across today, is that our job is to have tolerance for people whose vision of roleplay is not the same as our own. I'll use myself as an example. I am not a criminal role player. I am not a cop role player. My focus when I role play is civilian role play, and I wasn't interested in EMS. That's what I did. And I don't really enjoy the violent crime life. I don't enjoy the mentality that violent criminals have. But that doesn't mean that they're doing something wrong. That doesn't mean that if I'm going to the bank to pull money out and I walk in and there's people in there with masks and guns and they point a gun at me, that I'm going to be like, oh, this is bullshit. Fuck you. I'm not your hostage. Or that would probably be a rule violation, so I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, oh shit, now I'm a hostage. Well, this is fucking great. Fucking bullshit. I didn't want to be a hostage today. This sucks. I can't believe I gotta waste my time on this shit. Come on, man. Like, how negative is that? Even if you don't enjoy being a hostage, I challenge you to take a different perspective of that situation. Oh, interesting. I'm a hostage. Maybe it's not what I planned on doing with my time. Maybe I only have an hour left to play and I wanted to do 70 different things and now I can't because I'm a hostage. But where can this take me? Where can this take my character? Maybe I can make this into something that I can use in the future. Maybe I should play into the situation. Maybe I should try to get to know these people a little bit. Maybe I should try to get them to give some information up about themselves. Maybe I can play a little bit of a game with them and be their hostage at the same time. Maybe I can try to get some information out of them that I can give to the cops later. Right? Like, you can turn it into something to play with. You have to adapt to the situations that come your way. I'm not going to be upset about it, but I don't have to like be super happy about it either. Right? If I'm driving down to the gas station on Grove Street to fill up my car, and I get out and there's a bunch of gang members there, and they come up to me and threaten me because I'm on their turf. Well, that's an opportunity for an interaction. Do I think it's bullshit that they're threatening me? Maybe. Maybe I don't think that they should threaten me. Maybe I think, bullshit, this is a public gas station. I should be able to pull up here and get gas without being threatened by a gang member. But you're in the fucking hood. Take that into consideration. You pulled up to a gas station on their block in a bad part of town. Have you ever done that in real life? Maybe you haven't, but I have. I went into a big city one time and took the wrong off-ramp and ended up in a part of town where the gas stations had bars on their windows and you couldn't go inside of them. Across the street was a bunch of people that were outside of their house watching my stupid ass try to figure out how the fuck to pay for my gas. I did not feel comfortable in that situation. I was in the wrong part of town. That's how they want to roleplay. That's okay. Here's the question, guys. Are they breaking the rule? No? Okay, then roll with it. Your job as a role player is to take the roleplay that comes your way and roll with it. Doesn't mean you have to like it. That doesn't mean you have to agree with it, but it's an opportunity. If you look at it as an opportunity, you can turn that into something for your positive for your character. Even a negative can be a positive for your character. That situation I talked about being taken hostage. Maybe I use it as an opportunity to try to make friends with them. Maybe I'd be like, hey, you know what, actually, I want to get into some of this stuff that you guys are doing. Like, don't shoot me, but, like, how could I get into this? Like, is there anything you can tell me? Do you have any tips? Like, hey, like, how do you rob banks? Like, I want to do this. And maybe they don't want to give you any information. Maybe they're like, shut up, bruh. Look, okay. But you can try. So there's so many ways you can take a situation like that you didn't plan on or that you might not enjoy and turn it into something beneficial for your character. Right? And that's a good quality for you to try to work towards if you're having a problem with that, because it really opens the door for a lot more enjoyable experiences. Negotiate your way out. Yeah, try to stall for the police. Yeah, there's so many options. Try to befriend them. Try to get invited to their crew, maybe. Like, oh my god, I'm a hostage. This is crazy. Like, you guys, I want to do this kind of stuff. Can I give you my number? Like, how can we get in contact? Like, I want to join your crew. I want to do this kind of stuff. Can I do some shit for you? Like, test me. You know, make me go out and do some stuff. Like, I'll rob people. I'll bring stuff back to you. Like, whatever, you know? Maybe you can get your foot in the door with somebody. And if you're not into criminal roleplay, then take the other side, right? Like, Stockholm Syndrome. I'm not saying that, but, like, you know, maybe take the side where you're like, hey, I'm going to try to get some information for the police. Maybe you talk to the cops afterwards and you're like, okay, I got this information. Here's a description of the car. Here's the people, blah, blah, blah. This is what their voices were like, whatever. Now maybe you go, hey, by the way, I want to be a cop. Maybe you can use that in your interview. Remember that time that I was a hostage in the situation? Remember all the good information I had? Like, I'm a detective. I'm detective material. You should hire me. I'm very observant. I can stay cool-headed in stressful situations, right? So many ways you can turn that into a positive. Now I want to say this. And this is important. So listen up. If you're distracted doing something else, tune in for a second. You guys, right now, I love our community. I love our population. I love the people that play here. I appreciate you guys. Our population is way more civilian based than it is criminal based right now. That's just what it is. And that's okay. But if we expect the server to grow, we have to understand that we need to make it welcoming for people that are violent, that want gunplay, and that want to do crime. And if we're out here saying negative things about people like that often in public areas where other people can see that, then I challenge you to think about the perspective of somebody that does prefer that style of roleplay. When they're looking at our server and they see that mentality towards people who are violent, do you think that would make them want to play here? Do you think that would make them feel like, oh, this is a welcoming place for my group of players who are hardened criminals and, you know, have had a rough upbringing and turn to violence in 90% of situations because that's just how they are? They grew up in the streets. I don't think that would make them feel great about being here. And EMS and PD need those types of players, just like we all do. Because if you're a non-violent criminal, then I can imagine without violent criminals, you might be feeling pretty targeted by the cops. If we're not attracting violent criminals, which by the way, I personally believe makes up a large majority of 5M players. If we're not attracting those people to play here, we're never going to make it. We are never going to make it. Our EMS is never going to grow, and our PD is never going to grow. Because we need criminals to want to play here that like to shoot guns and fuck with the cops and do crime in a violent way. And if we don't create space for them, we are never going to get past these hurdles of growing our community into something bigger than it is today. So please hear that. It's a really important message. We have a large variety of things for Crims to do here. And I'm not done adding new things for Crims. Which also kind of sucks for me when I see an unwelcoming environment for violent role players. Because if I'm spending a lot of time putting in all these criminal things to do for the violent role players, and they're pushed away from the server, what the hell am I doing? Trust me, we need them. And things will be better with them here, but that means the people that don't enjoy that kind of roleplay themselves have to learn how to tolerate it better. Now, when they're here and they're doing their thing, and we get more cops involved, the cops are going to be more interested in chasing the higher, the more criminal crimers, to use a term from the community, than the less violent ones. And it'll take some of the heat off of the less violent criminals. Because when it comes down to it, and the cops have an option to chase somebody that's, you know, violent, threatening, hurting people, it's a bigger, badder baddie than somebody that's just kind of trying to illegally make their way through life. They're probably going to let that person that's not as violent go a little bit more. Let them off, or not pay as much attention to them. And they'll go for the people that are a bigger threat. So it spreads out the attention a bit too. And it'll give more life to our city. And let me tell you this. If you're a business owner, if you're a civilian role player main like me, and you want to run a business, and you don't like all the violence, and you don't like the people that are hard thugs and that talk shit to people all the time, and you don't like that, consider this. They're still going to need what you're selling at your business. And maybe you can use that to create a relationship with them that keeps you out of their sights. So you don't have to deal with that side of them. Maybe you create a business relationship with them. You know what they are? They're a potential customer. Now that's a different way to look at it. Okay? I'm stressed out about this right now, guys. I can't tell you how important this is to me and to us as a community. We need to make it more welcoming for people like that here. We've been working on it from a rules perspective, trying to loosen up a bit on things, and you know, hopefully we're getting there. But we got more work to do. And we're not giving up though. We're gonna keep pushing forward. And we're
It's
gonna
only
keep trying
game.
to make it. It's only a game.
Why do you have to be mad?
Yeah, chill out. It's all good. It's perfect timing on that. By all means, though, if you guys are upset about a situation or about how somebody did something, by all means, let it out somewhere. You know, I'm just saying, let's not make it public if possible. Let's keep it private. I do. I mean, poor Maxie and Kat have to listen to me rant about shit all the time. Maybe not all the time. But I have a place in the Discord where I'm allowed to pop off and get my frustration. There you go. You see it there. That's why that emote. That's why that emote exists. Senlar Rage. So when I get tilted about something, I'll go in and I'll pop off and I'll vent my frustrations out. That's healthy. It's healthy to do that. It's okay to do that. Take a deep breath. Take a step away if you have to. Let it out. Please let it out. Please communicate it to people, you know, friends, people that are close to you, people you trust. If you have a group Discord, let it out there. Right? And then the other thing too is, like, the benefit of doing that is Kat and Maxie will help me see the alternatives. They'll give me a different perspective on things sometimes. You know, I might be missing something. And by me venting it, they can be like, yeah, but what about this? And sometimes it can help me rationalize those feelings a bit too. So we can all work on that. It's something that we can all do in every aspect of our life a little bit better. You know, and I hope that this community is a place where you meet people like that you can confide those feelings in, right? That can help you kind of rationalize things. So that's my big plea for this community meeting. We need more violent criminals to be welcome here. We need more violent criminals to play here in order to grow our PD and grow our EMS and provide more customers for businesses, for the Civ role players, and support further development of criminal activity scripts and things like that. Makes sense? I'm not like completely oblivious, right? That all makes sense, doesn't it? I hope so. Let's talk a little bit about events. I mean, I'm big on events. Let me show you something. I love events. I love when players do events. I'm not gonna do them, but help. What I'll do, I think I'm too far. What I'll do is I'll put in things like this, so you guys can do events yourselves. So let me just say overall, what I feel like my job as a developer here is my job is to put in systems and develop things for you guys to create roleplay. But you create the roleplay, not me. So I put in tools, like if I open the radio menu, look, I even call it tools. There's different things you can do. By the way, this is another way to get to the help guide. You know, I put in tools like this animation, like this emote menu. I added this ability to change the position of your character so you can, you know, do unique things like make him sit on top of an awning or whatever, you know, shit like that. So my job is to create tools that you guys can use to create roleplay and enhance your roleplay. This is one of those tools, and I gotta say, I'm sad because I just don't think I've seen people really use it that much. But if you come into this studio, back here at this computer is control, a scene control, and so we can change this to different scenes, different sets, and you can do it live in the server. It, like, immediately happens. So don't do this if somebody's using the map, right? That would be rude. But now we've turned it into a quiz show, and there's a little stand for a host to stand at, and the host has an option in the upper left-hand corner there to reset the buzzer. There's 14 contestant stands. People can stand in front of them and they can press the buzzer and it'll light their podium up so that you know who buzzed in first. And then when the host hits E, they can clear the buzzers and go on to the next question. Like, come on. Come on, guys. Like, look. This is crazy. Why aren't people using this? This is great. It'd be so much fun. You did this for EMS trivia? Yeah, I mean, that's cool, right? There's a whole bunch of different options. There's the smaller quiz. I think this is a 4 contestant version. There's a MMA ring there. There's like a talent show. There's a dating thing right here. Talk to You is like a dating game. Get Crystal up in here. Find someone to date Crystal. You get like sit on the opposite side of the wall and contestant number 1. Do you enjoy long walks on the beach? You know, so there's lots of opportunities to do fun stuff with this. This is a tool for you guys to create server events, okay? I would love to see people using this. Now, we have a larger version with some different options at the Maze Bank Arena. So I have 2 places in the city where you can literally create an event that meets your heart's desire. The other one is down here at Maze Bank Arena. And you have to go in the back door to get to the event control, so you go all the way around the back.
Sorry about that. Hey, my fault.
Run in, run in, and run in, run in, and run in, run in, and we're there. So you come into the back here, and you talk to this lady. Right here, choose arena setup, so you can go in and see it. Yeah. Right now it's set up for the UFC MMA type thing, so there's a cage down there. But just like the other map that we were at, if you talk to the lady here, you can choose the arena. I want you to make sure that the arena is not in use. I want you to understand that if you change it while it's in use, we could ban the fuck out of you. And then, you know, change it to what you want. There's a fame or shame as an option. So now there's a stage, a fame or shame stage. Actually, if I go up, by the way, jump on these. It's super fun if you jump on this black cover on the seats, because you fall. But there's like a judges table. What is it? America's Got Talent. It's, you know, similar to that. So judges can sit down in these chairs, and there's a golden buzzer in the middle. So yeah, so this is another tool for you guys to create those kinds of things. And don't be discouraged if you don't get a huge turnout. You know, there's people out there that are focused on the grind, that, you know, just want to do their own thing. That's okay, right? Again, it's like everyone has their own desires and their own perspective for roleplay. If they're not into coming to an event, then that's okay. Although I would challenge those people to take a break from frickin' grinding for a second to get out of their shell a bit. Again, like, it's another opportunity to expand your character, to meet new people, make connections that you wouldn't normally get to make in another situation. And those are always good things for roleplay. Like, I always thought, like, when I roleplayed, my main goal was to try to meet as many people as I could. And even if I meet somebody and then I'm like, oof, I don't want to hang out with them, at least I know that they exist, and I had the opportunity to see if maybe we had some common interests, or, you know, we could make a relationship out of it, put their number in my phone, and maybe later on I call them up or something. So I do challenge people to stop the grind from time to time and interact with folks. I also challenge you to do that with businesses when they're open. So if a business opens up, take some time away from what you're doing and go hang out at that business for a bit. Go in there and order some food, or whatever it is, buy their services, sit down at their bar and eat and hang out and talk with them for a bit. And again, expand your character's contacts and get to know more people. Even if you only hang out there for 5-10 minutes or so. You could be there and you could run into somebody completely different, like they come into the business too, and or maybe you run into somebody who you're like your gang's a rival with, and you're on kind of neutral ground, and maybe you can hash some shit out. Make you be like, hey, actually, you have a second? I've been meaning to talk to you about some shit that's going on the streets. Can we just go outside and have a private chat? Maybe boom, you just came up with a way to interact with somebody else and develop some role play. So I'm always working on trying to put in these opportunities to create situations for people to meet each other. But I can only do so much, right? At a certain point, it's all on you guys to take it and run with it. So that's that with the events. There's those 2 mappings. I just wanted to show those off to people. There's businesses. There's lots of businesses available. I have them off the map right now in Dev. But you know where the businesses are. The public jobs, I'll just briefly touch on Group 6 for those of you who are new. If you're new, check this out if you don't know. But Group 6 is a public job. It's down here by the apartments, so kind of right across the street from your apartment. And you can sign up and be a security guard. You can clock in there. They give you a security guard uniform. You can get a tablet from them. You can do jobs for them. These jobs, and you can do jobs as a group too. I put up these little help things that pop up. And this is something that I wanted to talk about. I mentioned earlier in the stream. But this is an example of a paycheck from a different job. So now I'm clocked into Group 6 and I'm getting a paycheck now just from being clocked in. So if I don't take any Group 6 jobs, like if I don't talk to the manager and take a job and I just stay clocked in, I can go out in the world and roleplay. And I'm in my uniform, and hopefully I stay in my uniform. I hope you guys aren't like going and changing and then just using it to farm the money. But I wanted to do this as a way for players to be able to roleplay as a security company, because we just got done talking about events. Well, wouldn't it be cool if you had an event and you could hire security to come work the event? Well, guess what? Have them go clock into Group 6. They'll get a paycheck from Group 6, so you don't even have to worry about paying them. And they can come down. Check this out. I added these escort vehicles. They're not used for missions, but you have all of these escort vehicles available to you as you rank up in Group 6. So you might be saying like, well, geez, Senlar, if we're just getting a paycheck for not doing anything, why would we ever do any of the Group 6 jobs? Because that's how you rank up. So you'll see in Dev here, my character, I've gotten up to rank 4. So now I have these different vehicles available for me. Now if I wanted to say go to that event and be a security at that event, I can take out one of my escort vehicles from G6 and get in it, and I can go and drive this around town. Sorry. And I even left the flashy lights on for you guys. Of course, if you're using these in the streets and stuff illegally, the cops are probably going to have a problem with that. But you can pull this up in front of the event. You can park it outside in the parking lot. You can put on your flashies, and you can get out and be a security guard guy. And you're collecting a paycheck while you're doing that. Right? What kind of, like, come on. Look at this tool I've built in for you guys. Isn't this cool? This has been in since I put the G6 job here. So, on top of that, I probably should have done that the real way, but whatever. On top of that, like as you rank up, you get access to more and more vehicles. Some of them are pretty cool. You start off with one that's not great, It's a dilettante, just a little, tiny little guy. But, you know, even this one has a light bar and stuff on it. So even if you're just a little rank 1 security guard, come on, that's fun, right? You didn't know that was a thing. Okay, well, that's a shame. These jobs too are designed when you start a job, and you take it from the tablet. I don't think I have one. Oh, you didn't see that. Oh shit. Okay, don't pretend like you didn't see that. When you do these jobs, these jobs are specifically designed to take you to player-owned business locations. So hopefully, you enjoy sugar as well. Huh, interesting. As do I. My character. So I work for the government, so I actually don't IRL, but just to clarify. So yeah, these jobs are specifically designed to take you to places of interest. They're not just going to take you around random banks and ATMs. They're actually going to take you to places where there might be other players. That was done on purpose. So doing these jobs is hopefully going to create an opportunity for you to run into some other person. You're going to rank up. By the way, as you rank up, these doors are locked. You see the locks? But as you rank up, you actually gain access to more parts of the building. So you can gain access to the offices. You can gain access to the meeting rooms. I don't have access to that office because I'm not a high enough rank yet. Do I have access to this one? Nope. Do I have access to the front room? Let's see. I don't have access to that. Do I have access to the meeting room? I do. So I've ranked up enough to unlock access to this meeting room. Eventually, you'll unlock the offices too. Have I unlocked this place? Yeah. So now I can come in here and I can hang out and watch TV. I think there's like a locker room back here. There's a bathroom. So you know, there's a whole building you gain access to by ranking up in Group 6. This is part of the progression mentality that I have when I'm trying to develop things in the server, whether it's criminal or public. I'm always trying to build in ways for you to feel like what you're doing is getting your character someplace better. Now, also with this rank ups, you're getting better pay. So your paychecks go up. The higher rank you are. And it'll actually tell you if you go up to the bank. So when you go to the bank and you check your paychecks, it'll show you you're getting a rank 4 Group 6 paycheck now, plus your supporter bonus, whatever that might be. So God, this car is fast as fuck. I didn't realize how fast this car was. Somebody's gonna die in this thing. I'm gonna put my seatbelt on. Shit, this car might be faster than the the better cars that you can get from G6. You know, by the way, if the cops, like, if you get in trouble by using Group 6 vehicles to do shit that you're not supposed to be doing with them, and the cops give you a felony, you can no longer work at Group 6 until it's been 30 days past the felony. So for those of you thinking, oh shit, I can use those cars and go do my criminal shit. Yeah, until you get caught. So I even built a system in for that. Help. Damn it. Damn it. Is my seatbelt on? I'm stuck. Get me out. There we go. By the way, for those of you who don't know, your paychecks are only available at the big banks. There's 3 of them. This is one of them. And you can go talk to the nice lady here, right here, Third Eye, and you can get your paychecks from her. Hopefully this is something everybody knows. But you can see here that I've been doing a lot of work in dev, so I've got a lot of different paychecks. But this is what it looks like when you have different jobs. You get different different pay. So here's my Group 6 shift lead rank paycheck. I don't know if I have any other Group 6 ones in here. Yeah, Group 6 coordinator. So you can see I haven't collected them, but as I've been ranking up through Group 6, I'm getting paychecks at a different level. I've got a lot of paychecks. Jesus. I have paychecks for like tons of jobs in different ranks. Some jobs that don't even exist anymore. But that's the benefits of trying to kind of rank up in these jobs that we have. Cool. Any questions? Let me catch up with chat. Yeah, you need to work for G6. G6 is, I mean, shit, man. Even if you have, like, anybody can work for G6 that doesn't have a felony. So even if you're a business owner, if you're a cop, if you're an EMS person, you can always go clock out and work at G6. Change of pace, you know, sometimes it's fun. And you can, that's the other reason I put in these escort vehicles, because you can work with another player on G6, so you can have up to 4 people on a team doing G6 jobs, and only one person has to drive the actual delivery van, or the main vehicle. So you could have 3 other people driving these escort vehicles behind the delivery van and go around and do your Group 6 missions as a group like this. Wouldn't that be so cool to see, like, one person driving the big stockade and like 3 other escort vehicles going to the different locations with them, and they pull in and the escort vehicles just kind of post up around the area while the person or gets out and helps them deliver the money or take the money from the businesses? It would be super cool. This is the, you know, reason I spend the time and effort to build these things, because I see this as an opportunity for players to create something cool and fun and interactive, and that's what I want, you know, for the server. So check out Group 6. Lots of fun, I think. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I just wanted to say, get outside the box, guys. Please don't think that it's healthy for you as a role player to get in on the server every time you log in and just go and grind whatever it is that you do. You know, 24/7 selling drugs on the street. Just, you know, doing house robberies back to 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 back. Or even if it's just doing crime back to back, like, take some time away to role play with other people. I understand we're an economy server and you need money to achieve your goals, your character's goals, you know, to buy that house, to buy that car, pay for stuff that you need. I get that. I'm not trying to say that it's bad to focus on getting your money up, but what I am saying is challenge yourself not to do that so often. Get outside of the box. Focus on interacting with other people. It really is better roleplay when you can have more interactions with more players. It makes your character more relevant in the server when you have more connections, and it gives you so many more opportunities to build out stories with people. And if that's not your cup of tea, then, well, that's okay too. I don't think it's the best, but that's my own personal opinion. And if all you want to do is log in and drive a semi-truck around for your entire playtime and then log back out and come back and do that again, if that's all you want to do, okay, then do it. That's fine. It's okay. I think you probably could be doing more and having more fun by interacting with other people, but maybe that's not your cup of tea. That's just what I think, right? It's okay if that's what you want to do. At the end of the day, even those folks, right? Even those folks are adding to the server in their own way by creating a little bit of an ambient existence. I don't know about you, but if I'm sitting outside of Group 6 waiting for my buddy to get back or something, and I see a semi-truck drive by, hauling a load, well, at least it's given me the experience of knowing there's other life doing shit. right? Same thing with when we used to have a garbage job. The garbage truck driver would pull up in front of a restaurant. Maybe people were hanging out inside the restaurant eating or talking or role-playing, and they saw a garbage truck driver pull up and take the trash away, and now that garbage truck driver didn't interact with them, but they created that experience of life, making the city look alive. So even if you just want to do your own thing and you don't want to get outside the box, you're still creating that experience of a lively city for us. And if you're having fun, really that's the ultimate goal. Cool. So that's kind of the end of my plea to the players. I'm excited about where we're at. I'm stressed. I get stressed out. So if you see me in chats and stuff, if I seem short, for those of you who don't know me, by the way, if I seem short or if I seem like aggressive, I don't know how to say it, but like I'm just gonna tell you, I'm the kind of person that focuses less on the feelings and emotion of things and I generally just try to get at the heart of what's going on. Sometimes that makes me come off as like abrasive or like a brick wall, and sometimes I guess I am. I don't mean to be, but generally I'm very stressed. Like I do this a lot, and I just want to spend my time trying to make the most impacts I can on addressing issues, developing scripts, fixing bugs, making changes, seeing what those impacts are on players. So I guess I'm asking for some understanding there. If you think I'm being abrasive or short or standoffish or whatever, just understand that I'm really just trying to get to the heart of what's going on, and I need information, and so I'll just straight up ask for it, and I might not always do it in a very soft or empathetic way, and it's not because I'm trying to be that way, it's just because I'm just trying to focus on getting to the heart of what's going on. So that's my public disclaimer on that one. I think we will talk about the future, and then we'll do an AMA, and then we'll let everybody go. So the future is, continuing to grow the city. Obviously, is the main goal. I already talked about how you guys can help with that at the beginning of the stream. So remember, just as a refresher, check out the recruiting members section, the recruiting members channel of the Discord, which is basically get on those forums and make sure that we're getting a post up there every 6 to 8 hours. If it's longer than that, definitely make a post for us. Get over there and click those heart icons on all the posts that you can. Do that frequently if possible. Invite your friends. Word of mouth is a great way to recruit people and continue growing the server. I'm going to continue working on development. I have some really exciting things that are coming. There's been some big changes to the criminal world lately, some pretty big changes in order to build in a little bit of equality and openness in the criminal world, and allowing players to kind of be more freely in control of what they do as a crim and what they become as a crim. And excuse me, continuing down that path, I'm working on a new feature that's going to bring guns back into the city in a way that is equitable to how other things are brought into the city for criminals. Again, like I said earlier, focusing on creating a system where there's progression, where there's a way for your character to grow through their experiences. So it's going to be similar to like our house robberies and chop shop systems, where there's going to be different relationships you can make with people to give you different missions, and let you get access to some blueprints for weapon stuff. Now, because it's weapons, these activities are going to be more violent and are going to require bang bang, shoot shoot, and possibly some C4. So hopefully that'll appeal to folks. I know it will. It's going to be, you know, different. Yes, C4. It's going to be different than sneaking around and, you know, trying to evade the cops being sneaky. It's going to be a lot more in your face. By the way, cops, be ready for that. I will go ahead and I think I released a spoiler already to the supporters, but I'll go ahead and confirm that I am bringing back the weapon transport system. It's a new version, doing it a little bit differently, but in new chance folks may remember there used to be a way for I think they were bank trucks. I changed them, but there were the stockades that would cruise around. It was like this, but it had a different paint job, a different livery on it. But there were these trucks that you could kind of hijack, and there were armed guards inside, and they would get out and shoot the fuck out of you, and you had to kill them, and then you had to break into the truck, and then the cops would show up and you'd have a standoff with the cops, most likely, and then, you know, hopefully you'd steal the loot, get in your car, and drive away. That's coming back in a similar fashion, so be ready for that. That'll be part of the new weapon type of progression script that I'm putting in. But there's more. I'm gonna build in 3 different tiers and I might do 4. But I'm gonna be releasing these in stages, because I don't want to wait until it's all done, because I know people want to start getting their hands on guns and stuff again. So I'm just gonna ask you for some patience. I'm developing this, you know, with integrating other scripts together and building a progression system that's similar to other ones, and there's a lot of work to do that. So I'm just gonna ask for some patience and understanding in how I'm releasing this, because I'm gonna release it in parts. So it's gonna, you know, first of all, I have to have the progression system built, and I have to have that part of it done, and the mission system, and similar to like the house robberies, and then I have to have the activities that you do, the missions that you get. And it's going to be just like the other ones, where the first level missions are easier, not as crazy. They're not going to require cops to be clocked in for, and then the ones above that level will. Okay. So I'm putting that in too, so that you'll still be able to do stuff when there's no cops around, but you're also not going to get as much great stuff from doing that. So I'll put that first level out first, and then I'll start working on the next level, and hopefully people will not go too hard on it and get through the first level before the second level's ready. This is where, like, I'm trying to appeal to the grinders. You guys stress me the fuck out, you grinders. It's hard when I have people that obviously I like it when people have a lot of time to put into the city. Yes, that's a good thing. But I'm also constantly feeling like I'm you know, in a race of time. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get the next level done before somebody maxes out the first level, or else they're gonna feel like, sorry, or else they're gonna feel like oh shit, now I'm bored again. Come on, Senlar, what the fuck are you waiting for? You guys stress me out. You stress me out. But I love you for it. So this is me just asking for some patience. That is my current focus, though, along with bug fixes and trying to get the burner phone back in full working order. There's on the burner phone, on the drug sales side of things, I'm still focused on that. There's a lot more that I want to do with that script, but my hands are tied a bit right now, unfortunately. I'm both by FiveM and the developer that created that script. So because I bought that from somebody else, and it's not open source. Most of the time I don't buy scripts if they're not open source, because I can do everything I need myself and I don't need other people to do it for me, except when it comes to like UI design, because I kind of suck at that. So a lot of times I buy scripts for their UI, and then I'll go into the back end and do a lot of changes to them and make them fit what I want. This Group 6 job is an example of that, right? I got this open source. I bought it because it had a nice looking UI that helped kind of people manage the missions. This right here, it does a good job of helping us manage our group, helping us see like what rank we are and all that kind of stuff. I can't build this kind of stuff that well, and if I did, it would take me a lot of time because I'm not a UI dev. So I buy these and then I'll go and change it. So this is actually a script you can buy from another developer, and you might even see it on other servers. But what you're going to find out if you try it here versus another server is it actually will be a lot different here, because I've gone and changed its functionality to kind of fit our server more. So I'm working on that burner phone, the drug sales script, to build in some other things, and some progression into that system. There's some things I still need to get into the city for Crims, and the burner phone is the way I want to do that for some things. And so unfortunately, until these hurdles are cleared, I won't be able to really get that stuff in fully. Trust me, I want it to be done. It is my #1 priority, by the way, so whenever the hurdle is cleared, I will be devoting my full focus and attention on finishing that out and getting that part handled. There's some really cool things I want to do with that drug sales system. I'm super excited about it. I'm really hyped about it. I want it to be done already. It's actually fucking killing me that I can't get it done. And this is why I don't buy scripts that aren't open source, because if it was, it would already be done by now. But the developer's really great, and he's working with me on things. I understand his need to want to protect his intellectual property, so I'm not trying to dog on them at all, but just trying to explain to you why it's taken so long. Had I had full access to this code, I would have taken care of it already. I was actually last night, and thanks to the folks that were on the server last night and dealing with crashes I was putting you through. Normally I don't like to do that, and unfortunately it did hit some of our new players, so if you're in here and you crashed out during character creation, you know who you are. I'm sorry that happened. I don't want you to think that's a normal thing. But when there's errors and when there's issues I can't reproduce in my dev system, I have to, I've got to push it to live sometimes to get the information I need to address it. The good news is that I was able to figure out how to put the burner phone back in a way that's not going to crash you. There are features missing from the burner phone because of that. I'll just go ahead and tell you, it's the gang interactions that are built into that system that I've had to disable. A lot of you probably are going to like that part because those interactions were the ones where you would get shot at and chased out of turfs, and you would have to pay bribes and things of that nature. So currently that won't be happening to you. I am going to bring it back though, so don't get too excited. So that part, so like that's in, and all the other parts of the drug sales system are working now, which isn't really a huge loss. So but for other reasons, I am not able to move forward with the rest of the features that I want to build into it. Alright, so that's in. That's kind of, well, Yeah. I've got some really big things coming down the line later. Like huge things for Crims. Lots of stuff for Crims, but you guys, I need more Crims. For me to feel really good about putting all this time and effort in the Crim stuff, and yeah, okay, I'll leak it. I'll leak this stuff when I'm getting closer. I'll definitely leak it. It's huge. When I say huge, I mean it's huge. But we need more violent Crims on the server. I almost want to be like, I'm not putting this other shit in until we get more violent crews. Because I don't think with how big this is that I want to put in, I need people in here to build up the, basically what I need is more violent Crims because I need more cops. And we're not going to get more cops unless we have more violence, more Crims, and more violent Crims. Because they're kind of bored. And I don't blame them. It's so huge, it's huge. What's up, Diesel? How you doing, man? So whatever we have to do to like get more violent Crims in here, let's do that, please. We do want roleplay. I feel like I need to disclaimer that, okay? We want roleplay behind the violence, but we need more conflict. We need more aggro for the cops and EMS, and I need more cops and Crims, but mainly cops, for me to feel good about putting this big, huge update in for Crims. Because the things that this update is going to have are going to be some major high-level shit that I cannot have happening without cops on. And I don't... See, this is where it becomes a problem for me, right? Because I don't want to put in this really cool fucking thing and be like, oh my god, look how awesome this is. It's really going to be really fucking cool, okay? And then, right after that, go, but you can't play with it because we don't have enough cops clocking it. Because that's just a feels bad, man. You know what I'm saying? It just sucks. So give me more crimers. Give me more shooters. Where are the shooters at? And let's get more crews. I want to see more crews. Like, we have 4 crews, and 2 of them are the same, basically. Is it 4 crews or 5 now? Maybe 5. I know there's more crews in the list, but 2 of them are just not active. They pieced the fuck out. I've done a lot, guys. I've done a lot lately to level the playing field and make this crew system approachable to people. It is I feel like it's as good as it's going to get at this point. Like, yeah, okay, maybe I shouldn't say that. Like, I do believe there's always room for improvement as a staple belief of my life, okay? So I guess I shouldn't say it's as good as it's going to get, but it's good enough where it is now to give people the opportunity that they need to get themselves established in the server as a crew. I genuinely don't know what else I can do from a developer and a systems perspective. So, I mean, if there is, just let me know. I'm happy to. The liaisons can read suggestions posts and bring stuff to me. But let's get more crews in here. If you know people that are playing on another server that are struggling, that is like a group of players and they're looking for a new place, have them come check us out. There's, we have the 7-day trial membership. If you're a member, you can always give them a referral so they don't even have to worry about filling out any type of application. Like, we have ways for you to bring people here. I need you to to help us out with doing that. I really want to see more established crews operating in the city. That's going to be a key to a lot of things for us. Character slots. Okay, so there's a question about character slots. You get 2 character slots to start off with, and then you have to buy more character slots. And the reason I do this is because when we had more, because we used to have more, what was happening is people were creating a lot of throwaway characters, and there were issues with what they were doing. There's also some concern about how people use it in some not so great ways when they easily have access to multiple character slots. And I don't want to say those things to put ideas out there, but there are issues in the back end with people having a lot of character slots. So that's why we limit it to 2 to start off with, especially with us having trial memberships now. Yeah, there's exploits. Yeah. You know it. I wasn't gonna say it, but you went ahead and said it anyway. And it's hard. It's kind of hard for us to track that down without it kind of getting brought to our attention. And then a lot of times it's too hard. It's not impossible. We can track the money and we can take it back, but it always sucks. It just pisses people off, because a lot of times what happens is innocent people get wrapped up in it, and they get the money that shouldn't have been in the server to begin with, and then we have to go to them and be like, yeah, so we're gonna need that back. And then they're like, what the fuck, I didn't do anything. And it just, it creates a lot of, rightfully so, it creates a lot of angst. And so it's better, it's like one of those things where we just try to head it off before it happens. It's a lot better that way. And I know it does feel limiting. Yes, it's just kind of how we did it, how we decided to address it. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about, because you've seen it. Yeah, it sucks. It's like this is why we can't have nice things. I am trying to loosen up a bit about those types of things. New Chance, when I talked about my old server, our New Chance was public. It was fully public. So no whitelist, no allow list, no list at all. Anybody could join anytime they wanted to. They could join right from the server browser. We did go to a point where we at least made it so they had to be in our Discord. But even then, it was just really open. And because of that, I had to script in a lot of limitations, and I had to really tighten a lot of stuff up. And unfortunately I had to take a lot of stuff out for people, because it was just going to be abused by the shitters that we had. And FiveM's got a lot of shitters, okay? We all know that. But in the rules also, our rules got to the point where they were super limiting, in not a good way, I'll admit. Public access isn't friendly for RP environments. This is true. I would love Diesel, maybe I can contract you to hold improv classes for people and teach people some improv skills, because I think that'd be a great prerequisite for folks. Hey, take this improv class and learn improv stuff, because it makes way more fun RP. Just joking, by the way, but it could be cool. But yeah, public is not always the best. So now that we have some limits on how people can join and whatnot, I am trying to repeal some of those things. We're loosening up on the rules, we're allowing more freedom, and we're just gonna handle it from a staff perspective. If people are truly being shit, then the staff will find them in contempt of our rules and we'll ban them. We have a good staff system built here that's worked for 4 years, and we've been refining the entire time. We've learned a lot of lessons, and we've implemented changes. So I'm very, 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 very confident in our staff system and how we address things to be able to handle people in a better way now. So I am loosening things up. Like this animation stuff that I showed earlier, where like, let's see, if I do sit chair, and then I move myself back here, so I basically looks like I'm sitting on top of this mailbox. That's cool, right? It's cool to be able to do that kind of stuff, right? Like, why shouldn't I allow that? Well, in our public server, I could never have this fucking system because people would do this type of shit. Ugh, sorry. I guess I'm thirsty. Oh, a locked door. Damn. That sucks. Oh. Now I'm not... Now the lock doesn't matter. Look, I'm inside. Woo! People would do that shit. Now, by the way, I did account for that by teleporting you back to the starting point. But still, people could, even right now, people could still use this to see what's behind the door. You could see, you could scoot around a bit and look at shit. That's exploiting. Don't fucking do that. But I couldn't trust people in a public environment to even give them that level of freedom. So recently I've put it back in because this is one of the examples of me saying, okay, you know what? I'm gonna be more trusting, and I'm going to put more of these things in and let people have nice things again. And then if people abuse them, we'll just deal with the people. It's easier to do that because we have a limit on people coming in, where in a public server, the number of people that would abuse it would be way too overwhelming for our staff system. And I would have to, like, our staff wouldn't be able to play the game. And our staff aren't here just to be staff. They're here because they like to play here. And I want our staff to be able to play. So it was tough. It was too much of a balancing act, right? Yeah, so I can, with a semi-white list, which is kind of really what we are at this point, it's a lot easier to allow access to that kind of stuff. So, a message to the violent role players out there. Listen up, violent role players. Listen up, shooters. I got a message for you. Hold on, let me see. Let me do this. Listen up. Listen up, shooters. I got a message for you. Straight from the dog. You belong here. We want you here. We want the chaos that you want to bring to our city. And we promise, from this day forward, that we will be more open and understanding to your type of roleplay. Isn't that right, folks?
I give and I give and I give.
Now,
Execute Order 66.
tell your friends. Call the shooters. Tell them that now is their time. Come to Unwritten Roleplay. Unleash your fury. Throw the lead. Pull the trigger. Do it now! Do not wait. We want you. We are waiting. Seize the opportunity. Come and play today. And let us know if you think that there's something that we can do as a community to make it easier for you to roleplay in the way that you want to within our rules. Because I understand that our rules have made it difficult to be violent in the past. And I want you to know that we're licking our wounds a bit
Execute Order 66.
when we created those rules, because we did have some really bad role players when we were public. when we were open, when people could join and just be trolls, when it was harder for us to police that. And so those are our scars from our past that have calloused over and formed rules that made it hard for people to be violent here. I don't want that. We still want roleplay over gunplay, but gunplay can be part of the roleplay. So, in welcoming everyone and saying what I just did, I also want to say that we're willing to review our rules and loosen them up if necessary. But we are not going to compromise our values as a community. I don't want to become a 100k or die server, trap roleplay type of shit, okay? That's not what we're trying to do. But we do want to have a space for the violent crews. We do want to have a space for people that want to shoot the guns, that want to be violent, that want to be tough and want to be hard to approach, that type of stuff. Like, we want to have a space for that. So let us know if you're running into issues, or if you're feeling like the community isn't welcoming of you for that, for those things. Not specific people, but I'm talking about like as a whole. Let us know about those things so that we can try to address them. Now,
This is Kelly.
my last plea to people before we go to the AMA, which we're gonna do next. I showed it earlier. How can you help? If you want to help us grow, if you want to help us be successful, if you want to have a hand in that, help us recruit, tell your friends, bring groups of players here, but also consider becoming a community liaison. Now, there are requirements for this, and a lot of the new players probably won't meet the requirements quite yet. But watch that. And when you do, consider applying. Our community liaisons are a very valuable part of our community, and are a very valuable part of bringing feedback from the players into an area where it can be turned into actual action. We open discussions with our community liaisons on all kinds of topics, and if players want to bring forward issues with our rules, that discussion will go through the community liaison chat. And so it's important for us to make sure that we have community liaisons that are from different aspects of roleplay. If all we have are business owners or Civ RPers or non-violent people in those roles, then we're going to be missing out on a perspective that's very important for us to have in our decision-making process. So we need you to help represent that type of roleplay mindset in these internal discussions we have, where we're taking feedback from the community and running it through our process in order to try to turn it into something that we can action as a server. So check out the volunteering channel in Discord, look at what the requirements are, and if you meet the requirements already, or if you're close, we may be able to bend a little bit on some of them. Apply for community liaison, and let's get working on deciding how we can make things better together. Now, some of you may be wondering, Senlar, why don't you just have a public discussion about it, open it up to the members and talk about it? I'd honestly love to do that. If we could handle doing it without shitting down each other's throats, which in my experience, unfortunately, doesn't happen. I'm sorry. I'm just going to tell you. It's ugly. Not always. Now, we have had some conversations with the general member group that have turned out okay. But almost inevitably, especially when it's a controversial topic, people get offended, people feel attacked, people get attacked, which shouldn't happen. And the conversation devolves into just a pissing match that doesn't give me or the staff team anything useful that we can make changes from. Which is why we have to have a different way of kind of distilling the feedback into something that's useful. That's why we have community liaisons. One of the reasons. There's more, but that's one of the main reasons. Okay?
This is Kelly.
Alright. With that being said, thanks for your time. Thanks for tuning in today. We are going to take a short intermission so that we can hydrate, go to the bathroom, be humans for a bit. And then when we come back, we're going to do the AMA session. So you guys can ask me anything you want. I prefer that they're not personal questions, but ask me anything you want about the server, about the community. You can ask me about you can ask me about me, but in the context of Zenlar, the developer of the server kind of thing. And we'll do that when we come back from our short intermission here. Yeah, put your questions in the Twitch chat, and when I come back, I'll literally just start reading through the Twitch chat and asking questions. This is the part where if you'd like to talk to me on stream with your voice, you can do that too. That'll be where we use our Discord community meeting channel. So you'll raise your hand in the Discord, and then I'll bring you up on stage and you can talk to me. By the way, if you say anything rude, offensive, or that could potentially get me banned on Twitch, I will immediately ban you from the Discord. No appeals. So I just have to say that. I don't think anybody will, but I'm just going to say that. So, all right, we're going to go to a little break, and then we'll be back to do the AMA. everybody, welcome back from that intermission. I realized that the character's stomach was growling based on some of the chat that I read, and went ahead and relieved you of the growling, anger sounding sound effects. So we are ready for the AMA. So what do you want to ask me?
Hi, Clarissa. Any auditions tomorrow?
I should think about the AFK kick time. I could think about that. I don't really necessarily want to bloat the numbers. I believe in being genuine about what we do as much as possible, but I understand your perspective. You know, mainly the AFK kick time. There's two reasons for the AFK kick. Number one is to all questions should be run through my Twitch chat. So I just saw that question. So yeah, all questions through the Twitch chat. You can ask them yourselves, or I don't care, Bratcat, if you want to post them, that's fine too. But everything needs to be in the Twitch chat. I'm not gonna try to split myself between two chat programs. The AFK timers. There's two reasons for the AFK timer. One is to prevent people from farming money. Just to be completely blatantly honest with you. But it occurs to me that I could build that into the script and just say, like, if you're clocked into a job, then in the AFK timer's taken away, instead of kicking, I could just be like, hey, time to clock out or something. And the second reason for the AFK timer is to, when we're queuing, which we're not, but when we get to the point where we are, and hopefully we will, it's to free up the slot for somebody that actually wants to be an active participant in roleplay. I mean, again, this is talking about a lot of experience from being a public server. I've literally caught people standing on top of a fucking mountain, clocked into a job, just collecting a paycheck, not intending to roleplay at all. That's not everybody, but those people exist, and I'd like to try to, do something for that if possible. So I'm just going through the Twitch chat, answering questions here. After I get through this stuff, we can do some voice stuff if people want to come up on stage and talk. That's cool too. Love to see more streams of just testing things that I'd like to add to the server. If I don't mind leaking it, can create hype, like the taxi job. It's ironic that you mentioned the taxi job, because see this? Before the stream started today, I just might have been working on that. Sorry, it's going to take a bit. There's a large selection. Think I have enough, guys? There's more. So much I ran out of room across the road. Hey! Don't hit my taxi like that. You see that? I'm calling the police. There you go. So just like the Group 6 job, I'll be adding a taxi job in. There's that many vehicles for you to unlock as you progress through the taxi ranks. You think that's enough? I hope so. I'll be putting them into an order. From least coolest to most coolest. And honestly, looking at them, that's going to be challenging because I think they all look pretty freaking cool. Except maybe the minivan, although some people like that. It's a little yellower too. But yeah, there's going to be a phone app. You'll be able to use the phone app to clock into your taxi job, and you'll be able to select if you want to do NPC missions or real players. You can do both. And then if you're looking for a taxi, you can pull up the app and you can see which drivers are active. You can see what the driver's rating are, kind of like an Uber Lyft type of thing. And then you can reach out to that driver to request a ride. And we had talked in the roadmap. There's like a new player tour type of request for an app for new players. I thought perhaps this would meet the need for that. Maybe. And just use the taxi app for that. And then we can just encourage new players to say like, hey, if you want to know, if you want a tour of the city or something, consider reaching out to a taxi driver who knows the city better than a taxi driver, right? And then have the taxi drivers be able to kind of like do a bit of a in-character introduction to the city for people. Yeah, I mean, I could give a taxi ticket. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely things I can do with it. So funny you should mention taxi job. But you want to see me stream more? That's what you're saying? I mean, I can do that. It's just so maybe you guys tell me if I'm wrong. Actually, here, let me do it this way. I'm gonna do a poll. So here's a poll. Check the Twitch chat for the poll. Would you actually watch dev streams? I mean, I could do dev streams. Some of the stuff I'd probably have to black out just because I definitely don't like leaking illegal things. But I could definitely do dev streams. They would be, I feel like they'd be boring. And sometimes I really wouldn't be able to interact much with chat because sometimes I really just need to focus on like what I'm doing. So at times there may not be a lot of interaction. I could try it out. I guess it doesn't hurt. I mean, I'm doing this a lot. So all I gotta do is click the button and turn my stream on. Okay, a lot of people have been asking about the taxi job. love to host an event and use the taxis to take the drunks home. That's cool. I like that roleplay tie-in. Taxi does create RP. Yeah, so the taxi creates some great RP. Even heard of 4 individuals hostage taking a taxi driver and making him drive in the getaway chase from cops. That's honestly one thing that I'd worry about with taxi. We do have a rule that says you cannot use the services app as a way to force somebody into a hostage situation or something. I don't know if that's exactly what the rule says, but that's the purpose. Because what we don't want is the taxi or the services app being a way to order up a hostage. You know, people that put themselves out there as a service provider are not putting themselves out there as a hostage, right? It shouldn't. So I could see some issues with that. So I just want to say that I would be concerned if people were using it. But now I agree with you, however, that it would be really fucking cool to be like, call a taxi to the bank robbery to be the getaway driver. But like, I feel like the taxi driver would have to kind of opt into that somehow. He'd get a great tip, I guess, if he didn't get sent to jail. I mean, any talks of future public jobs? Yeah, taxi. I just talked about it. I mean, I have other jobs I could put in, but the question becomes, where should I put my time, right? Because I can't do everything at the same time. So, you know, how many public jobs should we have? Because I can put more in. I've got them. I would have to. I mean, I don't have them. It's not like I can. They're not plug and play. That's the issue. There's decent amount of work I have to do to make sure that it lines up with our economy. That I want all of. I want them to be somewhat created equal. So I'd want. You know, I definitely want there to be progression available in all of them. So if I put in a garbage job, where's the progression in the garbage job, right? I really like the fact that our server feels. I feel like our server feels like it's, you know, kind of one cohesive package of things. That it's not just a mishmash of shit that's all thrown together and held together with duct tape. You know what I'm saying? So I like the experiences people have to feel like they've had in other things within our server. So if, for example, if you work group 6 and you know what group 6 is like, and then you go work taxi, taxi should be like group 6. It should feel a lot like group 6, so that you're not feeling like it's a whole new thing. You're like, oh shit, I gotta learn this whole different job. It's completely different. I want it to be similar throughout the different jobs. So like, if I put a garbage job in, I would want it to be similar. I would want there to be progression, a way to rank up, like probably different vehicles. There's not that many different vehicles when it comes to garbage. So you can see where I have a little bit of a dilemma there. But I do understand the desire for having variety and options, and I think that's, you know, I do think that's appealing to people. So I understand the question and the desire to have more jobs. I get that. I think my so just assuming I can make them similar to the group 6 job where there's progression and such, which I can do with taxi. Assuming that, the question then becomes, do I put my time into developing more criminal activities? Because I think, you know, a majority of players are going to be crims or cops. Criminal activities feeds the population of the majority of our population, versus public jobs, which are more of a side quest for people, or just something specifically for like new players until they get their feet wet and figure out stuff about the server and make connections and learn other ways of making money. So then it becomes a question of like, where is my time best spent as the solo developer on the project? You guys understand that? See where I'm coming from on that? So like, yeah, I can do more public jobs, but when is the right time to do so? That's the question. I don't really even know the answer. A new character creation script to fix issues. Okay, this is a big one. I actually have been thinking a lot about this, Bratcat. So she says, do you think a new character creation script would be a fix to some of the issues we've been having? The answer to that is no. Had someone turn into a Danny after going to the clothing store. I'm not sure if the character creation has an option for chest hair. With the new clothing hair update, people have tattoos that are technically chest hair, but they're not able to change that within without a CM because the barbershop doesn't have a chest hair option. Plastic surgery issues, not sticking, etc. Yeah, 100%. Like, there's issues. I've been thinking about this. I was actually thinking about this like last night while I was trying to fall asleep unsuccessfully. This is a big deal. And I don't even want to say what I'm about to say because it's gonna have a large impact if I do this. But I think it might be something that we need to do. Maybe we need to pull a poll for this, cat. But the question I have is, should we throw away this clothing pack and get a different one? Because I think what you point out with like the chest hair being tattoos and stuff, this clothing pack, and I didn't sign up for this, by the way. I didn't know that this was going to happen. But I paid like $80 for this clothing pack. There's a lot of cool clothes in here and everything, but it changed so much of the things that I didn't expect it to change, like faces, like skin tones, like these chest hair tattoos, like facial hair. Like, when I put this clothing pack in, people loaded into the city, and what I expected was that they were going to have a completely weird looking arrangement of clothes, and that would have been fine, that's to be expected, but people loaded in with different faces. And they loaded in with tattoos that they didn't have before. And it was like, it was really jarring. Dude, don't tell me guys don't have many options. Are you kidding? That's crazy. So I think a lot of the issues are due to the clothing pack itself changing some of those fundamental things, and not necessarily like an issue with character creation. Yes, there's issues with the plastic surgery not saving the nose settings and different things like that. Yes, there is issues with that. I just need to devote time to fixing the bug. It's annoying for me because those settings are tedious to work with, and I don't have a really great method for testing them. So I just need to sit down and fix that. I can fix that. I could build in a chest hair option somewhere. We could put it into the clothing store or somewhere. I'm sure we could just put that into a menu somewhere where people could modify that. We could put it into plastic surgery. So, but I don't think a new character creation script is really the answer. I think it's more so an issue, a combination of not having access to that setting, the setting not saving properly in the plastic surgery, and then also the clothing pack itself having those crazy changes to like skin tone and shit. It's not the script itself, it's the options. I think this the script itself, the issue there is that you can't change your chest hair. That's an issue, but that can be fixed. And then it's not saving the plastic surgery for certain settings. That's an issue that can be fixed. Those two issues can be fixed. If those issues are fixed, does that solve the problem? Or are people still going to be unhappy with the way that this clothing system changed some of the faces and the facial hair and the chest hair options? Is that because I think this is like, I want to know what new players feel about this, because I don't know if this is normal. I don't know if a lot of servers have these types of options in the way that they are, but I feel like it's hella confusing, right? I feel like it's like, oh, body hair is tattoos, and makeup is facial hair, and like, why? It doesn't seem, and maybe that's just me. It could just be me, not being somebody who goes into character creation a lot. I don't know. I would be fine. I would be okay with throwing away my $80 investment in this clothing pack and going and buying another one, even if I have to spend another $100. That's not a problem. I'll do that if it's gonna make things better. Right, and like I said, maybe people really enjoy these things that were added in this pack because they're so drastically different than what's available in other servers. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe see it as a positive thing. I just don't know. We have, yeah, they changed this clothing pack changed faces, added different faces. It added the skinny girls and the junk in the trunk. Like, it added a lot of those different flavors, but it also changed some things that I felt were like a little over the edge. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I can like I can fix the issues with the chest hair and the menus and stuff. I can fix that. So I don't know. You guys tell me. What should I do? Should I just fix the issues and go from there? Or should we throw it out and get a new clothing pack and then see where that lands us? Let's see. Night Marcher's gonna be happy, yeah, because I saw him doing taxi stuff and I was like, oh shit, the timing on this is ironic. Are there any criminal association scripts? Yeah. So, like, are there any criminal association scripts we can add to the server? Like, I get a burner phone message and there's a guy I need to take out, and I get money for taking him out. And like, I rank up and I get bigger locals to kill and shit like that. Yeah, there are. I mean, you might have missed it, but I'm already working on a new criminal activity that's going to be for like getting weapons and stuff. That's going to be more violent than like the stuff that we have now. You're not going to have to go kill people. It's not like a bounty hunter type of thing, but you will have guards and opposing you, and then eventually, police and stuff. I can do a lot of things. I just don't know if it's worthwhile and if it fits with the criminal economy that we have that we're building. I feel like I feel like there needs to be some type of purpose to doing these things. So I always look a little bit deeper than just like adding an activity just for the sake of having another activity to do. I think it has to be a little bit more deep than that. Like, there has to be, again, I kind of want to make it like I was talking about earlier, where everything is equitable in a way. It has, like, if there's an activity to do, that it has some level of progression to it. And you did talk about, like you get bigger locals and stuff, but I don't know. I also prefer to create opportunities for players to interact with each other. And so if it's just like NPC kill missions, I don't know that there's a lot of opportunities to interact with that. By the time you kill who you kill and the cops show up, you're going to be long gone. So it's like, why even bother informing the cops at that point? Like, because the cops get tired of responding to calls and never seeing anybody there. Like, that just burns them out. It's boring. It's like chasing a ghost. There's no payoff, right? So I have to be careful about that too. I have to think about the cops. Starting to look like taxi rank. Well, if I put when this taxi job goes in, it's not going to be outside of the Lost compound. I'm going to put it in a different spot in town. Vagos taxi service. Take you where you want to go, fool. That was a horrible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did that. Don't clip that. I take it back. I was going to try to like make a Vagos character once, and I like worked on a voice and everything, but then I realized it was probably just going to sound offensive to people, and so I decided not to do it. Although I have seen some people pull it off really well, and it's impressive. Hey, with that, sorry, idiot, my dog. He's over there sniffing the garbage. Come here. Sorry, let me feed him real quick. Come here. Eat this. It's better than garbage, you idiot. There you go. Alright. Fridges might save money on valet service. I don't want him to. The amount of money he sinks into the valet is really helping balance out the economy. Keep it up. You want me to stream with face cam? Alright, hang on. 1 second. How do I do this? How's that? Is that good? You good? Is this good? I prefer to remain anonymous. Maybe you can tell. Okay, so let's see where we at. So she wants me to stream with face cam. Done. Check. That's done. Let's see. Mech streams. I said earlier that salary is every 10 minutes. At every cent. Well, it's every hour. Or no, it's every 10 minutes. Like the script runs every 10 minutes. But it reports it like depends on where you're looking, but it reports it every 10 minutes, so it adds money to your check every 10 minutes. Oh, I can't itch my nose. God, this is horrible. I'm not uncomfortable. I can, as long as the mask is on, I'm fine. Except you probably can't hear me that well. Let's see. Maybe garbage could be another sort of gathering. I did think about that, but I think we have enough gathering, so I wasn't sure there was a space for it. I mean, I guess again, variety. Variety is a good thing, right? Are there going to be more group jobs? Yeah, so that's the point, right? I want, like Group 6 and how it supports you playing with other people. I want that to be the opportunity. Hold on. I can't do it. I couldn't stand my voice sounding like that. You guys are here for the information, not my face. All right, so I want there to be more, like, I want the jobs to have the group aspect to them. That's always been something that I've wanted. Even way back when I did stuff in New Chance, you know, our old garbage job there was a group job too. And in fact, you made more if you worked with a group than if you didn't. So that's the goal with any public job that I add, will be to allow it to be somewhat, you know, multiplayer.
That's capitalism for you. It's totally acceptable for a money-making venture, but un-American.
There is a new, you know, I have a new cuff system that's been on the roadmap probably since April. I'm planning on bringing the new cuff system in, which will include zip ties, paper bags to put on people's heads to block out their vision, and the opportunity to break out of cuffs. But I also, you know, I want that to come with the police job update that's going to add evidence. It's going to add shell casings, bullets, DNA, blood, and ways for the police to do more investigative role play and for criminals to be held to their actions a little bit more tightly. Will also come with a new jail system that I've been talking about forever, and it's going to mean that sentences will be expanded to be over 40 minutes, be able to be over 40 minutes. Currently, I think we have a 30-minute cap on our jail sentences. But with there being a jail system, we'll be expanding that. But all of those need to come at the same time, and I just don't know when I can do that. You know, tell me when the right time is to work on all of those things. They're all going to come together. So, new cuffs, police stuff, new jail. When's the right time to work on that? You know, because you want new public jobs, you want new criminal activities, and I'm only one person. So this is the dilemma of my existence here. I really want to do all that stuff for all of you guys. I do. I want to deliver on all of those things, but I can only do one thing at a time. So yeah, it's on the roadmap, and I will get there at some point, hopefully. But shit keeps coming up. some of the stuff that I've done to the server scripts and everything, even recently, was never on the roadmap, but it became a higher priority than anything on the roadmap because it's addressing an issue with how the server runs or what's available to people, you know, that kind of stuff.
I'll text the casting director. You fucking owe me big.
So that's why, yeah, when I put it in, it's going to be like the jail system and the cops and the cuffs. I just don't know when. So general consensus is people think the clothing pack is good. Guys don't have many options. I don't understand, like I want more detail on that, I guess, because I mean, okay. When I look at how many options the guys have, I see it as numbers. So I know that guys have a lot of options. But what you may be saying is that although there's a lot of clothing available for men, there's not a lot of variety. So if you're saying that, then that to me is different than there not being a lot of options. Do you guys get what I'm saying and how I interpret that? Stuff for the women is good. I literally cannot add a single more. I cannot add any more clothing for women, or it will crash the women on the server. I'm literally at the limit for women's clothing. Sorry, I'm just reading through these. There's a lot of talk about the clothing stuff. When will Taxi be around? When I fucking finish it, I guess. I don't know. I can never. For those of you who are new, this is a learning opportunity. I do not do deadlines. I do not make promises on when I'm going to deliver something, because I've tried to do that in the past and I understand you asking the question. I definitely understand that. I cannot ever guarantee I'm going to make a deadline on something because of me being the only person here doing this. I may have every intention to say deliver Taxi in 3 weeks, but there's so much shit that could happen between now and then that is going to take priority over me doing the development that I need to. Like the other day, I sat down to work on development. I spent 6 hours dealing with shit in Discord that I shouldn't have had to fucking deal with, and it's not because anybody else was slacking or anything. But I couldn't dev that day at all because I was dealing with shit in Discord that I had to deal with. So it's impossible for me to set deadlines and keep them because of that kind of stuff. I have to be able to be flexible with my time and what I devote it to. And there's sometimes I just need to like not sit down at the computer at all that day and just not fucking do it. And I don't plan those out ahead of time. Yeah, there's too many variables. So the answer is always going to be that when will X feature be ready or X fix be ready? The answer is always going to be when it's done. It'll be ready when it's done. It'll be ready when I get there. What I can tell you is where my priorities are and what I'm currently working on, and that's what you'll hear me say. It's like I'm currently working on the burner phone, the drug sales script. That's my main focus, but I've hit a roadblock on that and I can't go any further. So my next priority becomes this new criminal activity I'm working on. That's what I'm spending my time on now. Taxi's somewhere down the line from there. and bug fixes and, you know, other important changes based on player feedback and things that maybe aren't working properly always take priority over all of the other stuff. So I might, even though like the burner phone's my main focus and priority right now, there may be bugs reported tomorrow that take me 4 days to fix, and in those 4 days I don't touch that at all. Right? That's just kind of how things go. Okay, so I'd love, yeah, I want to get it done though. I'm excited about it. Yes, I got the mask. It was a mask. Let's see. How would you go about proposing an idea, but keeping it not... Okay, so if you don't want to put it in suggestions, I would say that I hope there's a very good reason for that. I think that like 99% of things should probably be put into suggestions. So let me just get that out of the way first and foremost. If for some reason you can't put it there, then open a CM ticket. That's the answer. And we might tell you in the CM ticket, like, yeah, put this into suggestions. Oh, Rat Cat already answered you. You write it in blood. CM is community manager. There's a CM ticket option in the help channel. No, that wasn't a wedding ring. If you saw my hand. Wait, I said no personal questions. Maxie felt uncomfortable. I'm just catching up with chat, guys. So there's a lot. You can't understand me? That's why I took the mask off. It does pay every 10 minutes, yes. Yeah, it's probably sounded like I was Darth Vader. Jobs are more fun with people. I agree. I'm motivated to keep it that way. Drift kits are on the horizon. I will confirm that. Drift kits are going to be a thing. Those of you who've gotten the USB-D understand. But I don't have it ready yet. Actually, I don't think it's going to be kits. Actually, I think I'm going to give it to the mechanic shops as tires. So like, you'll be able to go to the mechanic shop and put drift tires on your car. Balance is always hard. Balance is the hardest thing that I've ever had to do here. There's so much to balance. Oh, okay, so the male's lacking style. Holy shit! Yeah, I took out the baller. Alright. Any more questions? Do we have anybody in Discord that wants to talk? Raise your hand. All right. Alright, well, thanks for stopping into the stream, everybody. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for playing on the server and being a member of our community. I appreciate you for choosing to spend your time here. It, you know, means a lot to me. It means a lot to the staff team and everybody that plays here and puts a lot of time and energy and effort into this place that we love to spend time together. You know, just remember the things that I said today, and let's all work on our openness to other people's styles of roleplay. Let's work on being more accepting of one another. Let's build a supportive community together, and let's try to grow this thing. Let's try to get more people playing here and have more fun and interesting experiences keep on keeping on. All right, all right, all right. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So let me just do this real quick. Also, if you're a streamer, you know, a special thanks to you for putting our server out there. Even if you don't stream a lot, every little bit helps. It's a really great way for us to get our server out there and for other people to see, you know, kind of like what's available. All right, so let's raid. Fridges is live. It looks like he's on his cop today. So we'll go ahead and raid over to Fridges. If you guys haven't, I'd be surprised, but make sure if you haven't, make sure you drop him a follow. Tell him what's up. Tell him you're excited about the community stream, and see you guys next month, and maybe sooner if I start doing some dev streams. So again, I really appreciate your time today. Thanks for stopping by. See ya.